The last Saturday night home game of the regular season is here, and tonight the Rowdies want to steal 3 points from Bethlehem in the push for the playoffs. It's the Rowdies versus the Bethlehem Steel tonight in St. Petersburg, and your live Rowdies pregame show starts right now.
Everyone, and welcome to your Rowdies pregame show. We're back for the final Saturday home game of the regular season for the Rowdies as they take on the Bethlehem Steel for the second time this week. I'm your host, Heather Donnelly, and joining me here at the desk is color commentator Lee Godfrey. We'll also check in with Rowdies play-by-play man Mike Pepper a little bit later in the show. Lee, tonight's a big one. The Rowdies have a chance to clinch that spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a massive game for the Rowdies coming off that 2-2 draw midweek against Bethlehem at their home stadium. So yeah, a win for them can book their ticket to the playoffs, but for the Bethlehem Steel, they're still hanging around in 8th spot right now, so they want to win as well. These are playoff games for them too, so a very important game tonight.
Well, let's get things started with some Rowdies news and notes from this past week.
Yeah, lots going on in the Rowdies camp. Hunter Gorski, what an addition. He's been named the team of the week with 3 goals in 4 games. Georgie suspended tonight due to a yellow card accumulation, and like we said, the Rowdies can clinch a playoff spot with a win tonight.
Now a look at the Eastern Conference standings. The Rowdies in 4th place, looking good with 4 regular season games left to play.
Yes, they do. They can still get up to that 2nd spot. They can get over top of the Charlotte Independents. In fact, if they win tonight by more than 3 goals, that would be the case. Looking at goal differential, the Bethlehem Steel side, they drop down to 8th spot going into tonight because of an afternoon game that the New York Red Bulls did win to get them up to 7th spot.
Well, as we know, the Rowdies are in a new league this year, so for anyone who's unfamiliar with how the USL playoffs are structured, here's how it works.
Yeah, top 8 teams from each conference advance, and then it is a single elimination format from then on in. The higher seed always hosts the home game, and then the East and Western champions will play in the final for USL Cup.
Now a look at tonight's injury report. Just one player from the Rowdies on there, a recent injury picked up on Wednesday.
Yeah, it looked really bad on Wednesday for Michael Nance, but it is just a right ankle injury. Leo Fernandez is on the bench tonight and medically cleared to play, so that is fantastic news to have him back in the lineup.
Now let's check in with play-by-play announcer Mike Pepper, who's standing by with Rowdies head coach Stuart Campbell. Mike?
Thanks, Heather. And Coach, an unusual circumstance here into the season. Obviously, we talked about Irma puts that same team here in a matter of just 3 days. What kind of challenges does that bring tonight?
No, we're looking forward to it. As I said, we had a hard-fought game with them on Wednesday afternoon up in Bethlehem. I think you saw both teams wanted to win the game because obviously it's at the business end of the season, so we'll be approaching the game in the same manner. Obviously, we've been very strong at home. We're looking to continue to build on that, and as if we needed any extra added incentive, we know that a win tonight will guarantee us a place in the playoffs.
And the strength of that, obviously, at home, too, when you start talking about how well you played. Every game now, playoffs, and the better you do, the more chances and opportunity to move into second if the goals come around. But with still 3 games, you can't look at the positioning, but certainly it is a good opportunity.
No, as I said, we're first and foremost, we want to secure a place in the playoffs as quick as possible, and that'll be the first sort of tick on the box that we set out at the start of the season. And then obviously, if and when we do that, we'll look to build on that and then try and obviously finish in the top 4, and then can we try and finish in the top 2. But most importantly, tonight we want to go and get the win that will secure a place in the playoffs for us.
3rd game here in 7 days, and still another 3 coming up over the next couple of weeks. But any changes you're looking at that?
Yeah, I made a couple of changes. Obviously, we picked up a suspension and an injury in midweek, so obviously that made me make a couple of changes. But yeah, there's 1 or 2, and like I said, I don't want to make too many changes because we're on a good run of form and we're playing well, so I don't want to make changes just for the sake of it.
Coach, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Lee, Heather, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Yesterday, after the team's training session, we caught up with defender Darnell King and midfielder Sebastian Guenzati. Here's what they had to say about tonight's rematch with the Steel.
That's what we're aiming for. We want to get that playoff spot. I mean, we know what this team is about now. We just played them 2 days ago. So, yeah, we're coming in to expect to win, and we know what we got to do.
Now we have a rematch back home that I think we have a good taste in our mouth from last game, and hopefully we can get away with the 3 points.
It's fresh in your mind of what they do on the field. So, I mean, as long as they keep their kind of core lineup that they had will be ready for what they do. But ultimately, we just got to focus on what we need to do to get these 3 points. Just obviously score the goals and then just defend as a unit.
From now on, I think every game has to be a final. We have to perform like it, and I think most of all, just like we showed last game, a lot of effort and hard work, and I think on this Saturday, I think we'll get away with the win, hopefully.
These fans are great. They're the best fans that we can ask for. And obviously during September, go for gold. I mean, it's the atmosphere out here is, one, heartwarming, but two, it's motivational. We come out here and we fight hard because, you see kids out here fighting for their lives, and, just to have our fans behind us with the amount of support they give is huge for us, and it brings us to get the wins and have the best record at home.
Well, it's an interesting situation here tonight. Pretty rare to play the same team within 4 days of your last match.
Yeah, it is, because of that game being moved because of Hurricane Irma, and your third game in 7 days. And you heard Hunter Gorski after the last game that he got a goal in. They were a little bit disappointed that they didn't get the full 3 points against Bethlehem there. They led the game at 2 separate occasions, so that one is one that they thought maybe they should have been able to put away. So certainly that's fresh in their minds too, to be able to come back home tonight and get the full 3 points.
Well, last Saturday, the Rowdies picked up an important win over Charlotte here at Lange, and then Wednesday earned a point on the road against Bethlehem. When we come back, we'll check out the highlights from both of those games. Stay with us.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Bug spray. I don't know if that's weird. Is that weird?
I have a picture of my family. I have the Bulgarian flag. That's probably a little bit, I don't know. I mean, it's not weird, but it can be for some people.
I keep a crucifix. So basically, we do rosary beads. And that's the only thing I could say in my locker that would be different than others.
The only thing unique that a lot of people don't have is probably my rosary. Say a little prayer before we go out every game and every practice.
Unique item, I usually keep a picture of my mom. So my mother passed away last year, so that was tough for me, but she was my biggest supporter, so just having something close from her is definitely something I like to keep close to me at all times.
Unique would be just a little piece of tape with a list of my favorite Bible verses.
I have it's actually a big tub of like 500 pieces of gum, and I take one every day.
If you can ask anyone, my locker's probably the dirtiest. I just have like hats and random clothes items and coffee from like a week ago, so I'm pretty bad at keeping my spot clean. Nano probably will say something about that.
I wear a gum shield, which is pretty weird to train with. It's hard. It's like I got it from a place of special place in Italy. It's sort of like, it sort of realigns your bite and keeps your, it's supposed to keep your, it's like a really firm gum shield.
I keep baby powder in my locker. You never know where you're gonna need it when you have a little extra stank going on. I don't know if most guys do that, but I definitely have it in there. It's good for the feet too. The feet get a little bit stinky sometimes.
Nothing that's weird, I'd say, but my shin pads are well looked after in there. I've had them for 18 years, but nothing weird, just smelly.
Some weird stuff in their lockers. Welcome back to our pregame show, everybody. We're live on this TV. Tampa Bay fans are starting to fill in here at Lange Stadium. It's been a busy week for the Rowdies, hosting Charlotte last Saturday and then hitting the road to Bethlehem on Wednesday for a makeup game against the Steel. Let's check in with Mike Pepper, who's up in the broadcast booth with the highlights from both of those matches. Mike?
Yeah, thank you, Heather. You're right. It was a busy week, and it was 1 week ago tonight that Charlotte came into town. Charlotte sitting in second place, and the Rowdies just behind them in fifth, and they were able to move up. And let's take a look at those highlights here as it was in the 22nd minute. Martin Patterson, he was able to find Alex Marcell on this slide through, and the tackle is down. It's ruled a back pass. I don't know if it actually touched the player, but it was an indirect kick for the Rowdies. Ensuingly by Schaefer was blocked, and then a rebound by Justin Chavez over the top. And so it was the 33rd minute. The Rowdies with their second of two corner kicks, and Hunter Gorski, a little Cirque du Soleil action, reaches around the player, and it goes over the line. Not easy to see, but it was certainly as Marcell well behind the line. The Rowdies able to take that 1-0 lead to the second half now, and Joe Cole finds Martin Patterson. Shot originally blocked, rebound out to Marcell Schaefer. He goes down. Marcell this time in front of his line, keeps it out, and it's still a 1-0 score. And now the 77th minute, Enzo Martinez looking to equalize for Charlotte, pits it up into the tie corner, and Matt Pickens comes across the goal, sends it out for a corner. Rowdies get a key 1-0 win as they make their way to Bethlehem, the team we'll see tonight. But they get off early here as Marcell Schaefer gets a takeaway. He's taken down inside the box. The penalty kick is to see Schaefer gets the ball and then tripped up right at the top. And then it's Georgie Ristoff. Scores his 11th of the season, goes down the middle, and gives the Rowdies a 1-0 lead going on. So into the second half now, and it's Cory Burke, who earlier had just taken down Michael Nance. Might have been a red card, does not get it, only a yellow, and he's able to get the equalizer 1-1 here as Burke ties it up on the through ball, able to go past Pickens. And into the 55th minute now, as celebration for Cory Burke, Marcell Schaefer will send it in. We called his name in the last one. It's Hunter Gorski again. Gorski on the back post, able to put it in with his right foot. The Rowdies take the lead again, 55th minute, and it's a key moment here as this one does give Bethlehem reason to challenge, and it's a bad pass, a giveaway by Georgie Ristoff, slid through here, and Adam Najim feeds Sekou Kone, and Kone makes no mistake about it. He came on as a sub there. He'll be starting tonight, but Sekou Kone able to find the net, and the Rowdies and Bethlehem still tie at 2. We'll see here tonight. They'll play the second game, the replay, and it's going to be right back here at Lange Stadium in just a few minutes. 20 minutes it is. But it was a productive week for the Rowdies and found themselves up a position, and they can even jump up higher with the right result tonight.
Yep, thank you, Mike. And how about Hunter Gorski there, scoring in both of those games? And it doesn't hurt that he was served just absolutely perfect balls from Marcell Schaefer.
Yeah, he's been a fantastic addition to the team. And sometimes when you think that the guys up top aren't getting the job done scoring, that's where you have to look to secondary goal scorers. And he's been great coming in from behind on set pieces. He's got a great touch. And yeah, you're right. When you do get that kind of service, you expect to be able to put those goals away. But 3 goals in 4 games from a defender is something that every coach will absolutely love to hear at the end of the day, that everybody's contributing at both sides of the pitch.
And a great defensive performance in the game against Charlotte. Not quite as great against Bethlehem, allowing 2 goals, a little bit of sloppy play there. But overall, a pretty good performance from the defense overall this season.
Yeah, it has. And yeah, there was a couple of mistakes in that Bethlehem game for sure that led to those goals, unfortunately. But here at home, they have been great. So many clean sheets on the year as a team. They've defended very well. They've had to, envelop lots of pressure at times, especially towards the end of that Charlotte game. They were holding on, but that's what good teams do. If they can defend well that way, then you only need the one goal from Hunter Gorski to be able to come away with the 3 points.
Well, this month, the Rowdies are helping raise awareness for pediatric cancer research. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the things the Rowdies are doing to support this great cause. You're watching the Rowdies pregame show live on This TV Tampa Bay.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Team, let's go, let's go. Come on. Shortcuts on 3. 1, 2, 3, shortcuts! How can you be more?
We're on the road showing real people the stain-fighting power of OxyClean.
Stains on t-shirt, I see it coming out pretty quickly. The stain is gone.
That's a huge difference. You could see how it was really disgusting and how white it is now.
Looks like the stain is coming out. The OxyClean started to lift it up. I'm pretty impressed.
OxyClean, America's #1 versatile stain remover. Now get the power of OxyClean in a detergent. One cap beats 4 of them.
Welcome back, everyone. The Rowdies and Bethlehem Steel gearing up to face each other for the second time this week here at Lange Stadium. September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, and the Rowdies have partnered with Gold Together for Pediatric Cancer Awareness to help raise money for nearby Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. Throughout the season, the Rowdies go visit patients there to help put smiles on their faces during their hospital stay. Here's a look inside one of their recent visits.
It is always a special day to visit Children's Hospital. I think it is always important to give the community something back, and as a father, I know how important it is to have a kid smile, so this is one of the most important things in life, kids.
Hello. Say hi.
She doesn't really talk anymore.
Bad one.
Oh, you want one for your sister?
She's talking.
That's like a miracle.
Do you like soccer, Sam? Yes. Yeah?
Sam, would you like a ball? We signed some autographs, we give them some presents like soccer balls, and it was really, really special, and I'm looking forward to come back again.
And you guys signed this one for us.
So we had a ball. We were going around to the rooms and getting the kids to sign autographs. We signed about 1,000 autographs a day. You don't want to take that for granted. And I was saying like we should get that ball framed in our locker room because it's just, you know, a reminder of what these kids go through every day. To see a smile go on their face means the world to everybody because you don't want to see a kid go through something like that.
Love to see the Rowdies putting smiles on the faces of those kids. For more features and interviews like the one you just saw, be sure to follow the Rowdies on all their different social media platforms. You can follow on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram so you don't miss out on any Rowdies updates throughout the week. head over to rowdysoccer.com for more information on how to follow. And now here's a look at what the Rowdies are doing this September to support Gold Together. $2 from every ticket sold to tonight's match is being donated to Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. The Rowdies are also donating $1,000 for every Rowdies goal, $1,000 for every Rowdies shutout, which means last week in that 1-0 win over Charlotte, that was an extra $2,000 donated. Plus, the Rowdies are auctioning off their gold warm-up tops that they're wearing tonight and last Saturday. It's an auction on eBay, and that ends on Monday. Now let's take a look at the weather for kickoff tonight. It's going to be partly cloudy, 83 degrees. There's a 45% chance of rain. Hopefully that holds off. And 75% humidity. That's about average for this time of year in Florida. Well, the Rowdies know the Steel well after playing them just 4 days ago. But when we come back, we'll get you caught up on everything you need to know about the Rowdies' opponent tonight.
got the sun, we got today, we got the sun, jumping, got it right through the night, got it dialed in, it's just you and me, in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Wednesday, October 4th, stand up for the Rowdies as they send the New York Red Bulls 2 back to the North. Kickoffs at 7:30. 90 minutes of kick-ass goals, unbelievable saves, and loads of action. The Rowdies are in the fight for the championship. Tickets are on sale now and selling out fast. Get yours by calling 727-222-2000 or go to rowdysoccer.com. New York, get ready, because the Rowdies...
The sun is setting here at Lange Stadium, and it's going to be a big one under the lights here in downtown St. Pete. Welcome back to our Rowdies pregame show on This TV Tampa Bay. Heather Donnelly and Lee Godfrey joining you live from the concourse of Lange Stadium with kickoff between the Rowdies and Bethlehem Steel just around the corner. Let's take a look at Bethlehem Steel FC, a team making their first ever visit to St. Pete.
Yeah, they've had a pretty good season so far under head coach Brendan Burke. They are right around 500, you see, with 11-11-6, 8th place right now. They are the USL affiliate of the Philadelphia Union, so very difficult for them to get a consistent starting 11 and to be where they are. So not bad a season for Brendan Burke.
Now let's take an even closer look at Bethlehem with this goal from their match last weekend against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, this was just a perfectly orchestrated goal against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Look at this, all starting from the midfield. Santi Moir gets the ball up on the left and makes an amazing cutback, and Pittsburgh caught ball watching. Moir finds Adam Najim, and he just opens up his foot and slots that into the goal. Rowdies are going to have to be very aware of the coverage in the box for a team that's desperate for 3 points tonight to stay in the playoff race.
Well, earlier tonight, Mike Pepper caught up with Bethlehem coach Brendan Burke. Let's hear his thoughts heading into tonight's match in Tampa Bay.
Thanks, Heather. And Coach, I'll kind of ask you the same thing I asked Stuart Campbell. It's an unusual circumstances. The hurricane kind of delayed the game to a midweek game, and a result that saw a 2-2 draw for you all. How unusual, and what do you have to do when you face the same team in just 3 days?
We tried to differentiate. So we tried to wash away the game that happened up in Bethlehem and focus on their home performances and their approach to games at home. Not too much different in terms of shape, but there's a different energy about them in this building, and that's why they're 10-1-2 at home, you know.
When you look, obviously, you've been very good on the road, too, or about 5. That's the goal. Always go 500 and then perform better at home. Perhaps maybe your home record, you want that a little bit better. But how do you have that success on the road?
It's mentality. It's all mentality. We're an extremely young team. This will be the youngest team we put on the field all year tonight with the rotation coming into the game. And I think it's important that we trust each other from the front to the back of even the back end of the bench. You know, we talk quite a bit about relying on our system and developing a mentality that we can go into any environment and press and have more of the game than the other team.
And so late in the season, you treat everyone like a playoff game now.
Absolutely. Yep. 100%. The last 4 games we've gotten results. This one will be a difficult one to get a result in, but it's going to be great experience. 2 of our academy kids are starting for the first time ever. So I'm really happy for them in the center of midfield. It's going to be a pleasure to watch.
Coach, best of luck tonight. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Lee, Heather, back to you.
Well, you heard Brendan Burke there saying they're trying to wipe away Wednesday's match and start fresh here, and they made a handful of changes, too, in their lineup going into tonight.
Yeah, they have, and I think that Brendan Burke is actually looking forward to that game against Toronto FC 2, their next game, and he's sitting a lot of their starters for that one, and you can't take Toronto FC 2 lightly either. They just knocked off the top team in the East Louisville City over the weekend, 1-0, so it's an interesting game you play when you start rotating your starters, especially here at Lange Stadium, because the Bethlehem Steel will have to be at their best to try to get a point tonight, as the Rowdies are still, again, despite suspension injury, putting out a very strong side.
And the Rowdies also making some changes in their lineup tonight. So even though these teams did play 4 days ago, tonight could be a very different match, especially with the home crowd here at Lange behind the Rowdies.
Yeah, it always is different here at Lange Stadium. They would love to be able to replicate what they do at home on the road going down the stretch and heading into the playoffs.
Well, now let's take a look at one player from each team to keep an eye on tonight.
All right, for the Bethlehem Steel, Cory Burke has been one of their best players on the season in 21 appearances. He's scored 9 times and added 2 assists. He also leads the club with 53 shots. The Jamaican has 3 caps and 2 goals with the national team. He'll be on the bench tonight, so watch Sekou Kone, who has 8 goals and 2 assists, starting for the Bethlehem Steel. And for Joe Cole, if there was ever a time the Rowdies need Joe Cole's skill and leadership on the pitch, it is tonight. Cole is 3rd on the team in scoring with 6 goals and 4 assists on the year. Cole was rested in their midweek 2-2 draw against Bethlehem, so he'll be raring to go tonight.
Well, the goal for the Rowdies tonight, it's simple. They need 3 points. If they get that win tonight, they punch their ticket to the playoffs. And it would be the first time the Rowdies have done that since that championship season back in 2012.
Yeah, and they don't want to take this game lightly at all. They want to be able to get into the playoffs, but they also want to stay into that top 4 and try even to get up further in the standings. They can go as high as 2, and then they know that they'll be hosting at least one playoff game here at Lange Stadium.
Quick key to the game. What do you think it's going to take for the Rowdies to get those 3 points tonight?
I think, once again, it's solid defending and taking advantage of your opportunities. The ones that you get, you have to put away, and they've been able to do that at home this season.
Well, that wraps up tonight's pregame show. For Lee Godfrey, Mike Pepper, and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Heather Donnelly. Thanks for joining us. Rowdies versus the Steel is up next.
We got the sun. We got today. Got the sun jumping, got it right through the night, got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg. The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
Well, the solo walk here to Lange Stadium. Akira Fitzgerald, Joe Cole making his way, as is Neil Collins, the Rowdies players getting ready, the fans getting ready here at Lange Stadium here in downtown St. Petersburg. Mike Pepper alongside Lee Godfrey, and they're all getting ready for a playoff matchup, Lee. When you talk about it right now, it's not the playoffs for another couple of weeks, but certainly when you look at the Rowdies and Bethlehem Steel, their playoffs have started.
Yeah, might as well have for both of these teams. A win for the Rowdies tonight, and they clinch a playoff spot. And for Bethlehem Steel, they're just sitting in on the edge, the number 8 spot right now. So really a playoff game for them as far as it's concerned. They want the 3 points and to be able to solidify at least their position still in the playoffs.
Let's take a look at those standings as well when you see them out there. The Rowdies sitting in 4th, but a victory tonight with a couple of games in hand can jump Charlotte for 2nd place if they get a 3-goal victory.
Yeah, and for the Bethlehem Steel, the New York Red Bulls 2-1 today, so that vaulted them up into 7th spot, and down 1 spot go Bethlehem Steel. So a lot of games to be played in a short period of time, but they're all important now as it's all getting geared up for the playoffs.
Yeah, and they got some key players here to watch tonight, especially when you're talking about those playoff teams.
Yeah, Sekou Kone has been outstanding up top. He will start with 8 goals and 2 assists. And Joe Cole, who rested in the midweek game, 6 goals, 4 assists. They need his leadership and skill tonight to step up and really try to get the Rowdies those 3 points and solidify their spot in the playoffs.
The Rowdies have been outstanding at home. It was no different a week ago, their last time here. The goal by Hunter Gorski gave the Rowdies a victory against Charlotte. They'll look to do the same again tonight. Starting lineups coming up next. You're watching Rowdy Soccer.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1 million megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
There's a lot to a name.
Especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years.
Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges.
And offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
We got the sun. Got the sun jumping, got it right through the night, got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg.
Well, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month here in St. Petersburg, around the country, and it is the last day of it. Marissa Petty, a 12-year-old young lady, #Gold Together, and she has battled leukemia and doing that. Let's go ahead, though. A fantastic job. There's Ralph's Mob getting ready. But let's look at our starting lineups. Brought to you by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. And Lee, they got a lot of young faces on this front.
They certainly do. The back line's almost the same as Wednesday midweek, but the front six are all different for Brennan Burke's side, with a lot of teenagers in it, and you see Sekou Kone is that experienced guy up top, number 36 for the Bethlehem Steel.
Yeah, Pellegrino and Aronson, 16-year-olds, and for the Rowdies, there's a lot of familiar faces.
And a couple of changes as well with the suspension of Georgie Ristoff. Darwin Jones comes in on that left-hand side. Keith Savage in for the injured Michael Nanchoff. And there you see that back line unchanged. Zach Sportillos, Neil Collins, Hunter Gorski, and Darnell King.
Let's check in with the third member of our team, Heather Donnelly, down on the sideline. Heather?
Thanks, Mike. As you know, September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, and the Rowdies are doing a lot to support that cause here in this game tonight. $2 from every ticket being sold was being donated to Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, which is right down the street here in downtown St. Petersburg. The Rowdies have also pledged to donate $1,000 for every goal scored, plus $1,000 if tonight's game is a shutout. Their pre-match warm-up tops, they had new gold warm-up tops. Those are being autographed and auctioned off on eBay in an auction that ends on Monday night. So the Rowdies are not only trying to score a lot of goals tonight to try to clinch that spot in the playoffs, but they're also trying to score extra goals to help raise a little bit more money for Gold Together, guys.
Thank you, Heather, and let's get a good look at the starting, or the head coaches here. First for the Rowdies, Stuart Campbell. Brendan Burke gets the honors there for Bethlehem Steel.
Yeah, and there you see their numbers, and Brendan Burke right at about that 500 mark, 11 wins, 11 losses. They're not bad on the road, though, so, you know, I know they're looking forward to that game against Toronto FC too, but they are resting a lot of their veteran players, the ones that have come down from the Philadelphia Union. So, like you said, yeah, very young-looking side tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how they start in this one, because they really haven't played the front six that much together this year.
Love those watching on this TV, but if you've made your way down to Airline Stadium, you know Ralph's Mob, certainly a big part of this, and they get the fans fired up. Do a great job with the crowd, and they had this great banner, Mob City, ready to go. And the Rowdies, you constantly hear them compliment the fans, and a big part of why this team has won 10 of their 14 and 10 wins, 3 draws here on the season, including all 10 wins, League. A phenomenal statistic, all shutouts. See what the Rowdies can do tonight. They'll be wearing their green and yellow hooped shirts and socks with the green shorts. Bethlehem will be wearing their white from head to toe. Let's get a good look at and compare these teams together too, Lee, when we see it here. Both of them on the 28 games are making up that game here that they have in hand on some of those.
Yeah, very even as far as the stats are concerned. When you look at goals, goals conceded is one that Bethlehem has done a little bit more of, 9 more goals over the season so far. But look at shots on target as well. So on paper, 2 very evenly matched teams, but the lineup tonight for Bethlehem is quite a bit different than they're accustomed to. So that's going to be, I think, something that the Rowdies will be able to take advantage of early. They should hone in on that. Players that are in their second appearance of the season in the United Soccer League this late in the season is a testament to the faith that man right there, Brendan Burke, has of his side. He said he's has to be able to look right down his bench and know that you've got faith in anybody that's putting on that jersey. So that's what he has done tonight, as his team is also playing a lot of games in a short period of time down the stretch.
Underway from St. Petersburg as the Rowdies go down. You look at Guido Gonzalez Jr. got us started with the whistle. He's in the front in the center. Albert Escobar, Madzic Koric are your assistants, and Natalie Simon is your 4th official. Rowdies will have to throw right in front of Natalie Simon. Throw it out to Patterson. And the ball will be played back to the goalkeeper, McGuire. McGuire sends it up the field. Pointed out 2 16-year-olds in the starting lineup here for Bethlehem Steel, both Mike Pellegrino and Brendan Aronson. And that's was just Pellegrino there playing alongside James Chambers. Chambers is 30 years old, so they'll be relying upon his experience there. But you can see this is Pellegrino's first appearance here for Bethlehem Steel. Already, Lee, look at their stats. 40 players prior to tonight have had action for Bethlehem Steel this year. Pellegrino makes number 41.
Yeah, and Aronson only is third appearance with the club. And yeah, you talk about being 16, he's going to turn 17 next month. So that's just amazing. It's good for the Philadelphia Union moving forward to know that they've got that sort of talent and coming up through their system and getting minutes with their USL side.
And that's a big part of why they have so many players that have made that. You have some Union players who rehab injuries with Bethlehem Steel. You have the Bethlehem Steel roster itself, about 6 of those players right now. I think 7 of them on the Bethlehem Steel tonight. And like I said, a couple of academy players, and Jake McGuire is on the Philadelphia Union roster.
Yeah, the Union play Seattle Sounders tomorrow. And they're still having to win out basically their season to try to jump up to get into the playoff position in Major League Soccer. So not too many of those players available right now to come down to the Bethlehem Steel.
Played out to Real. That's Roberts. Roberts will go back to the goalkeeper.
Now McGuire making his 19th appearance tonight for the Bethlehem Steel. 67 saves on the season so far.
That was you, Roberts, with the long ball. And while Matt Pickens has his feet, let's check in with Heather Donnelly.
You don't have to look back too far when it comes to this history between these two teams in the series. This is the second meeting between the teams because they played a 2-2 draw on Wednesday, not too long ago, guys.
Thank you, Heather. Darwin Jones offside. Bringing it up now is Josh Hurd, who has had some time with the national team. Youth here is Pellegrino. The youth national teams, that is. Aronson. You can really see as a 16-year-old size, and he's probably have a little bit to grow, quite a bit to grow, I would imagine. Inside. And that's Jones. Jones himself is only 23. Played towards the corner, running onto it. Samuel. He's got those Real from the back position. He'll take the throw in.
Good job there by Darnell King to be able to get back. Initially, I didn't think that Real would be able to get to it, but he did. So Darnell King had to make a challenge there.
Kone will drop it off. Come back to Chambers. In for Hurd. Hurd will lose it. Darwin Jones has it at his feet. Sir Campbell very complimentary of Darwin Jones, the work he's been able to put in as of late. But when you have a veteran like a Georgie Ristoff playing out there in that position, it's sometimes hard to see a lot of time. He does get the start tonight with Ristoff suspended for yellow card accumulation. Gorski. Samuel pressured on him. Now it's Darnell King with a little bit of space. He's being chased down by Pellegrino. It's King. The tackle, and it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick here for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
That's a solid run by that man right there, Darnell King. He saw a little bit of space, and he didn't get the corner across, but he just did what he had to do to get something right and positive out of it and make sure it went off a Bethlehem Steel player to get that U.S. Ameribank corner kick.
So it will be Marcell Schaefer over to take it. A big hello to those watching on Estrella TV as well, as Schaefer will have the end swinger. Gorski's put up 3 in his last 4 games. He's lurking in the box. This one sent in near post, doesn't clear the man, and it's headed away. It will be a throw in for the Rowdies. Here's King. Back out to Schaefer. As Bethlehem still pressures it, they'll go back to Matt Pickens. And we'll remind viewers in Tampa Bay, there's only one final opportunity to enter for a chance to win a PS4 Pro Console and a copy of FIFA 2017 Deluxe Scarf Bundle, plus a special autographed item from the Rowdies. Watch the Rowdies versus New York Red Bulls as that ball sent into the box. Collins cuts it off. But that's the final home game of the regular season. It's this Wednesday on this TV, Tampa Bay. Free kick will go the Rowdies' way. And, of course, you can look for the clue. Then go to MOR-TV.com to enter. The winner will be drawn by the end of the week from all eligible entries. So good luck. That's, again, one more chance Go to mor-tv.com to enter.
Good look there at Sekou Kone. Neil Collins and Hunter Gorski are really going to have to keep an eye on him coming down the middle. That's exactly what they were trying to do there, as he was waiting to time his run and looking for that ball into the box. Never came to him. Neil Collins was able to intercept that one, but certainly that is the game plan, is trying to get those balls into the big man in the middle, Sekou Kone. 8 goals and 2 assists this year for Bethlehem Steel.
Kone's first game back from a 3-game suspension was Wednesday against the Rowdies, and of course he, as you pointed out, scored his 8th goal. Dangerous ball here. The Rowdies take it over. It's Savage and Schaefer working together now. Schaefer up to Cole. They'll play it wide, but that one's cut off. Jones sends it up the field. Collins will control it though. Savage a little space. Savage will look to go in the middle. Cole not on the run. And we'll go back to McGuire.
One thing you'll get from Keith Savage, I think, a little bit more than you will from a Justin Chavez coming into this game, is a little bit more offense in the midfield. Justin Chavez has been fantastic defensively. He'll sit right in front of that back line in that sweeper position that Savage is playing tonight. But Savage likes to get forward if he sees that chance. We've talked to Stuart Campbell about this before, and he doesn't mind it. He knows Keith well enough. They played together, that if he has the green light to go and he sees that space and it's not going to cost his team, that he's got permission from the head coach to be able to get up into those 4 positions and try to get something offensive for his team. They scored a goal against the Charlotte Independents on the road, doing just that.
And Savage getting back his legs, is able to play. Earlier in September, that ball's just sent up the field. It'll roll over the line and be a goal kick for the Rowdies. But he injured himself in the game at Orlando back in July for the Rowdies.
I really do think tonight, so you look at Stuart Campbell there, Mike, that the onus is on the Rowdies and their rest of the entire team to get forward and to get the first goal, to dictate play here tonight. I think Bethlehem Steel, based on the lineup they're putting out, would be content in getting away with a draw tonight. Looking forward to that game against Toronto FC 2 midweek, where they think that is the crucial game to get the 3 points. Not necessarily this one, because of how impressive the Rowdies are at home. They're almost half willing to concede, I would think, that they would be happy with the point, keep them in the playoff push. So it's up to the Rowdies to dictate play here tonight and continue what they've had in an amazing season here at home.
Right, I think they would be ecstatic, but you just don't want to take it a little too easy as Zach Portillo's cuts inside. Savage. And back to Gorski. Joe Cole has some space. Looking for King, and a little strong for Darnell King, and goes into the Union bench. To be a throw-in for Philadelphia, or for Bethlehem Steel, excuse me. I keep looking here at their roster, and you got a couple of players on the bench tonight, including McGuire with the Union ties, but it is Bethlehem Steel. Sent up to Darwin Jones now for the Rowdies. Darwin Jones one-on-one with the defender. That's Jones on him. Cuts inside. He's got help outside. It's Schaefer. Schaefer underneath his feet a little bit. Plays it into Jones. It'll roll towards the corner. And it will be a throw-in for the Rowdies.
You can see Aaron Jones down in the corner. He motioned to the official. He thinks that just before that went out, that Marcell Schaefer may have got a toe on that. Thought it should be a throw into Bethlehem Steel. I think they got away with that one there.
Dropped in short. Here's Jones. Inside, it's Cole. Sends it across. King, Darnell King into the box. He'll take a shot, and McGuire down to his right to hang on.
Good job there by Jake McGuire, as there is no rebound, as Alex Marcell and Joe Cole were both sitting right on top of him, waiting for him to spill that ball out and just tap it home. So an early test here, not the hardest shot in the world, but one that could have caused a little bit more trouble than it did.
Gorski wins that header, second ball, won by Bethlehem. And will roll out, will be a Rowdies throw. Let's check in with Heather Donnelly.
Well, Mike, tonight's Rowdies game isn't the only local sporting event that Marcell Schaefer is excited about this weekend. Tomorrow afternoon, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the New York Giants at Raymond James Stadium. And Marcell Schaefer is a self-described American sports freak. Specifically in the NFL, he loves the New York Giants. He showed up this week to training wearing his Eli Manning jersey. So even though we're all about Team Tampa Bay here with the Rowdies supporting the local teams, Marcell Schaefer won't be supporting the hometown NFL squad tomorrow afternoon, guys.
Thank you, Heather. Way to endear him to all the Tampa Bay sports fans. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you get the Giants, Eli, a couple Super Bowls, so maybe that's the goal. You want someone who's won a Super Bowl. And
I just wonder what the story is, you know, growing up in Germany, how he decided or how he picked the New York Giants to be his team of choice.
Yeah, well, they won those Super Bowls a couple times. Maybe he hated the Patriots so much, and that's he had to win. Love the Tyree catch. It's an opportunity for Bethlehem still after the free kick. Sent in towards the near side, looking for the head, and it's going to go over the head. Challenged by Marcell Schaefer, but a strong challenge on Pellegrino, and they were looking for Pellegrino to send it back across. There's a age gap between those two, isn't there?
Yeah,
Marcell
just a few
Schaefer,
years.
little veteran, and 34-year-old Marcell Schaefer, 33-year-old. And 16 for Pellegrino. The ball's Darnell King now. He's looking quickly for Morrell, but not a good ball taken away by Real.
Darnell King had a lot more space, Mike, up that side. There was no reason to force that pass through yet when he had a good 10 yards ahead of him open to be able to make that run up the side.
There's a chance here for Aronson. Kone from distance. Go wide. So a big goal kick for the Rowdies. There's Sekou Kone. The Rowdies get the right result. Move equal in points with Charlotte, who lost last night to Cincinnati.
Charlotte's been struggling, Mike, haven't they? That's 3 straight losses. I don't think they've won in 4. They drew before that.
It's a home game last night, too, against Cincinnati. Rowdies have 2 games in hand now, still trailing by 3 points. Aronson inside. Here's Samuel. Yusef Samuel tries to go near post and misses just wide.
And that was some great buildup and some great 1-2 passing. And they are very fortunate that this was not on frame of the goal. The flag stays down, and Samuel is able to get a good crack at it, and he's upset with himself. We'd like to have that one back, but that's what happens when you've got a little bit of youth in your lineup. Mike, you saw that burst of speed that they had once they crossed into the half of the Rowdies and really made that play look quite easily. It's something that the Rowdies are going to have to be aware of. And you saw Matt Pickens afterwards screaming at his defenders, "You guys have to watch us out. That was just too easy."
Well, Matt Pickens, as you pointed out, screaming at him, but the last time he got a whistle to hurry it up. This time he got a talking to by Guido Gonzalez Jr. And Pickens almost got another whistle there, so we'll have to watch that. It's real early in the game to be looking at some sort of caution. Pickens might want to step up that pace a little bit, but making sure that his team's organized.
You know what, that's too early in the game for the official to be doing that. I can guarantee he read the game notes that the referee posted after the last game here at home against Charlotte and saw that that was in the game notes maybe of Matt Pickens, that there was an issue where he thought that Matt was time wasting. And he's probably read that, and he's going at Matt right away. And I don't necessarily agree with that, especially when we're in the 16th minute of play.
A little more urgency, want to straighten it out. Rowdies called for a foul here as Morrell takes down the player. Free kick for Steele. Bethlehem. Steele now plays it out wide to Jones.
Inside. Pellegrino. Here's U. Roberts. Real. Mahoney. And Mahoney just sends it long. It's over the head of Josh Hurd, and Zach Portillo's will have a throw. You can see the post there as Pickens is saying he's not wasting time, and he's patting him on the chest. And he just said he's trying to sort out his defense. I actually read Matt's lips there, and I'm not really a Matt, a Matt reader. I was going to say lip reader, but hey, why not a Matt reader either? But he said, I'm not wasting time. Can't really say it should be wasting time at this point. Here's Joe Cole. Cole pushes a little too far in front of him, the recovery tackle, and now sent up field. Kone and Collins are challenging for it. Goes Collins' way, but it's Samuel who runs it down, and now it is Real. Chambers. There's Roberts. Chambers plays it wide now. Good movement by Steele, by Bethlehem. Kone looks to tee it up. It's blocked by Collins. Second ball, won by Real, but now headed away. Cole has a little space, so turn it. Real's behind him. They slow it down now. Alex Marcell. Patterson, one-on-one with Mahoney. Played towards the corner. That's Marcell. Marcell looking. Oh, it's over the head on the back post on the cross.
Good ball there and good vision by Martin Patterson to see that Alex Marcell wanted to continue his run and pointed to him to get him that ball forward. And it was a good ball into the box, but Darwin Jones just coming into that box a little bit too deep.
The latest USL news is on Sirius XM-FC. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Channel 85. Sirius XM-FC also airs the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. And for those listening last week, they may have heard one Lee Godfrey on with Mike Watts.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Good to talk about the Tampa Bay Rowdies, their season, their ups and downs, and how they are coming into the stretch. An exciting part of the year right now as this club looking to get to the playoffs for the first time in 3 seasons that I've been doing games with you. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes. Looking to get that opportunity. We're into the 20th minute now. Still scoreless here at Lange Stadium. Ball's going to roll to Pellegrino. Bat ball by Pellegrino. Rowdies have it. It's Martin Patterson. Patterson tees it up. Goes over the crossbar, and for viewers in Tampa Bay, you can catch the Rowdies in their final regular season home game this Wednesday night, October 4th, right here on this TV, Tampa Bay. Pre-game show starts at 7, followed by the game from Al Lang Field at 7:30, right here on this TV, Tampa Bay.
Well, that was a great step up in the middle of the park by Joe Cole that caused that turnover for Martin Patterson. I think he could hear the footsteps coming in behind him there, and he just got well underneath that one and put it quite a bit over the crossbar.
Well, as we mentioned, 20 minutes into it, that's really the first time we saw the youth stick out for Bethlehem. It was a poor decision by Pellegrino there, playing it back into traffic, but got away with it this time. They always like to think your mistakes, you learn from them as long as they don't cost you all. Oh, you're learning from them, you just hope they don't cost you. Now here's a free kick opportunity here for Bethlehem. It will be Aaron Jones. Rowdies holding the line about 22 yards out, maybe 20 yards out. They'll drop it into the box now. Sent in. Pickens catches that one. Thrown out.
It's a great ball out.
Darwin Jones with his touch a little too far. The tackle, you're right, good distribution by Pickens. Rowdies come up with the second ball, and that will Be a throw in for the Rowdies as Aronson. Let's check in with Heather Donnelly on the sideline.
A couple connections tonight between these two teams. Rowdies midfielders Leo Fernandez and Walter Restrepo both spent part of last season in Bethlehem on loan from the Philadelphia Union. Guys?
Thank you. As you see them, and there's Fernandez on the left and Restrepo on the right. Sebastian Guenzati, their old Cosmos teammate, leaning in as well. Now an opportunity as Aronson has it. He'll throw it towards the corner, towards Kone. Kone with a little space has Gorski on him. Around him, they'll play it back, and that's almost an own goal. Keith Savage clears it out, but oh my. That one was a little too close. It'll be a corner kick for Bethlehem still.
Yeah, that is way too close. Kone just blowing around, and that just goes over the bar. Watch the reaction by Savage. Slaps his hands down on his legs.
Well, it's a good defensive play lead, but you know, you said too close, but Bethlehem still had a guy running in that probably would have had all kinds of space. You look, no one's on that back post. It would have been a white shirt. Yeah. Probably a good job of clearing it out.
Aronson coming in as well as Samuel. You really have to watch the speed of the side coming forward. That's twice they've just coming up that right-hand side, just had a ton of pace and caught the Rowdies on the back foot.
Samuel and Marcell Schaefer getting a talking to. Samuel trying to crowd Matt Pickens. All kinds of guys into the 6-yard box. Sent in towards about 12 out. It's headed by Darwin Jones out. Aronson will run it down. He and Cole mix up. There's a 35-year-old and a 16-year-old together. That's sent up towards Savage. Savage. As Patterson looks forward, it'll be a throw-in for the Rowdies. Gorski and Cole. Back to Hunter Gorski. That one's headed over the line and it'll be a throw in for the Rowdies. There's King. Jones and Portillo's wide. It'll be Marcell Schaefer. Only one man in the box for the Rowdies. Jones actually plays it in the near post. It's cleared away by Bethlehem still. Patterson wanting it in the box, but no delivery. Be the throw in for the Rowdies. Bethlehem still with good marking, forces the Rowdies to go back towards midfield. Gorski now across the line, up to Cole. Schaefer. Jones. Here's Collins. Schaefer brings it across midfield. Drives it out. Darnell King, if it's too high for him. Good idea on the ship, but it was just a little high, as the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news by visiting uslsoccer.com and follow the league on Twitter @USL. Wire. As Portillo's is taken down by Hurd. Hurd will get the card. Hurd trying to get position. Portillo's jumped in front of him, and Hurd just jerked him down by the shoulder. And that will earn a yellow card. The game's first to Josh Hurd.
Having a look at it here is Portillo's and Hurd going up, and there you see that. That's a card any day of the year. You see Neil Collins react to the arm around the neck and pulling back. Zach Portillo's, he's okay. He'll go on, and Hurd goes into the book.
Up to the neck. Sometimes you can get those straight reds for that. Perhaps if that was across the face, you may have seen that, but that was certainly deliberate with the shoulder pull. Here's Jones, Darwin Jones, into Cole. Cole will switch it out. Here's King. Darnell King looking to send the box and will go off of Joseph Simel. Run down by Marcell. Alex Marcell. Schaefer. He can tee it up, but he's going to chip it in. Headed away by Roberts in the diving header. It's going to run down by Savage. Rowdy's starting to control a little bit more in this opportunity. Darnell King sends it in. Off a couple deflections. Hurd will get it. He goes back towards his own line, but able to clear up the field. But it will be Collins that runs it down. King back out to Portillo's. Gorski, Darnell King. Morrell can't control it. Will roll over his foot. He run down by Aronson. He and Real work together. Now it's Real again after Samuel gives it to him. Back to Samuel. Turned over. Joe Cole. They got numbers. They want to go forward. Morrell. So they wear a lot of white jerseys behind the ball. He's had some space, but they do keep possession, and then Schaefer. Portillo's. Schaefer on the right foot across, looking for Patterson, headed away by Mahoney. Second ball's King, but a little strong, but King will still get it. They'll cut it back inside, and Cole's shot over the goal, over the wall, and it'll be a goal kick for Bethlehem Steel.
Now there you see Joe Cole's numbers this season. It's a hot one out there again tonight. A lot of humidity in the air. But the Rowdies are starting to push a little bit more, getting that possession at least in the final third. I would like to see some more runs being made, diagonal runs, and give people like Zach Portillos and Marcell Schaefer targets running into the box as opposed to standing still. It's so much more difficult to put some power on a header if you're standing in a still position as opposed to making a run and coming in on a ball.
Sekou Kone will go down. They're going to give a card to Hunter Gorski. Kone pushed the ball into space. Gorski's saying he fell down after that. Maybe about 33 yards out. You can see there as Kone sees the opportunity. Light grab, but the hand did reach the hip, Lee.
Yeah, he did step up there. He didn't get much of him, but it was enough to throw Kone off his run. I think it's a little harsh for a yellow card. Free kick, sure. You know, I'd give that and wouldn't argue, but to put Gorski in the book for that, I think is a little harsh.
I think it's more so the sportsmanship of play is what the card was for, as opposed to the dangerousness of it. But you're right. I mean, that's the little hand going out. I mean, if you're going to get a card, why not throw a shoulder into him, right?
Make it worth it.
Exactly. Four-man wall. Matt Pickens expecting a shot. It will be it'll be Aaron Jones and Kone. Kone says, I'm taking the shot. He's telling Jones. Kone finds the seats.
And you saw Jones right behind Kone flick his arm in madness after being pushed off of that one. They're still talking to each other.
Yeah, they're yelling. One's a forward, one's a back, and you can see the point there by Kone. You know, 33 yards, a little ambitious. I mean, you see goals from there, but it takes absolute perfection from there. I think if you're 5 yards closer, you got more of an argument. Offside. Nope. Actually, the flag down. It will be an opportunity. It will be a free kick for the Rowdies. As you can see, for viewers in Tampa Bay, after all the action on the field, check out the best in movie action, drama, and romance right here on Tampa Bay's first broadcast movie channel. This TV, Tampa Bay. Of course, that's digital 32.2, Spectrum 630, Frontier Fios 463, and Comcast 229. Marcell Schaefer looks to tee this one up. Schaefer already with an assist against Bethlehem still on Wednesday night. We'll look to send this one into the box. This one doesn't clear the 18-yard line. The header, though, is taken by King. King will send it in. Looking for Collins on the back post. He's got help wide. He'll send it on out to Patterson. Patterson tries to make the cut. Patterson was offside after the header by Collins. So free kick, Bethlehem steal.
Unfortunate there that the Rowdies weren't able to make more out of that free kick. That's just not enough height on that initial shot, and that was an easy clear by the Bethlehem steal. As the Rowdies were putting numbers forward, and as you said, Neil Collins stayed forward for quite a bit there to try to see if that would develop onto a second chance opportunity after the clearance of the free kick.
There's McGuire. Ball to the ground. Samuel will get it. Samuel looking for help. That one's too strong. Matt Pickens uses his feet. There's no one on him, so he'll dribble that on to the 18 and play it wide to Gorski. Over the sideline. Morrell can't keep it. Played back. Throw in will go for Matt Real. See the time on the ball for both teams pretty even. Bethlehem still really kind of held it early on. Rowdies kind of controlled it more, but we always kind of looked at these stats, Lee, and go, oh yeah, this is possession, yet there's a turnover now. So sometimes possession in your own third. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe soccer should find a way not to keep that stat, possession in your own third. Here's Zach Portillos. Schaefer will find Darnell King. King up for Morrell. Alex Morrell. Over the top, looking for Kone. Collins will run onto with him. There's Collins winning that one first. Looking for Portillos. A lot of pressure. And here's Josh Hurd. Comes in hard on Portillos again.
Hurd has to be careful, already on that yellow card.
I mean, not to say that I thought it was a yellow card offense, but after you jerk down a player by the neck and the next time you collide with him, you run him over again. He knew he wasn't going to get the ball there. I've seen people sent out of a game for less. How's that? I think that's a fair statement. Is Portillos. People on a yellow card, that is, sent out for less. Savage. Now wide. Here's Morrell. Alex Morrell is going to aggressively attack the 18-yard box. That one's way too strong over the top. It'll be a throw-in for Bethlehem still, but deep in their own area.
Well, Mike, as we just have over 10 minutes in stoppage in this half, you saw the possession very equal for both teams, and you have to say that the greater of the opportunities, or at least chances that were close calls, that have gone to Bethlehem, hitting the side netting. Samuel earlier in the half, and then the clearance by Keith Savage just over the crossbar was very close to being an own goal. Those, I think, to me, are the two offensive plays that stand out in this first half.
Yeah, and I think it was a couple of counterattacks for the Rowdies, but yeah, the build up of plays and the through ball there were the dangerous chances that really kind of made Rowdies fans hold their breath just a moment. It is scoreless, 36th minute. And there's another foul. That's Hurd.
That's Hurd, and I think that's got to be a yellow card. If he's just talking to him here, he has gone in hard on Zach Portillos for a third time. And I think that has to be a bookable offense.
This is the third foul within the last 5 minutes. The first one was an obvious pull down by the neck and warranted a yellow card. Guido Gonzalez didn't say anything to him on the next one. But if you're Brendan Burke,
if your man survives this moment, you've got to pull him off, I would almost think. He's telling him.
He's just told him. See, he gave him the chance. He's actually admitting that he didn't give the yellow card against Portillo's on that other challenge. So he's told him, I'm giving you that, and he's giving you this one here.
Yeah.
How many times?
I mean, this one right there, look at that. I mean,
that is late into the challenge. The ball's nowhere in the frame, and you've gone at a player.
Yeah.
That's a bookable offense. He should be off the pitch.
I agree.
Especially when it was the second one in a matter of minutes.
Jones off the chest of Samuel, will be a throw in with Rowdies. So we see Stuart Campbell run up towards the ball. I think he missed that opportunity, and not necessarily it's an opportunity. Through ball in for Jones. Jones taking out the ball by McGuire. McGuire's strong, and it will be a corner kick, a U.S. Ameribank corner kick. Nice opportunity for the Rowdies. McGuire is down for now.
Yeah, McGuire down in the collision. It'd be tough to see. It was so deep there along the side. Did McGuire get the ball first, or did he take down Jones?
Yeah, I think Jones kind of missed on it.
Yeah, Jones missed the ball. That's the only reason why I think the contact was first. So I don't think that is a penalty.
I agree with that as Schaefer takes this U.S. Ameribank corner kick, does not clear the front man again.
Normally Marcell Schaefer's delivery's been fantastic. That one has to be a little better.
Marcell will drive through. It'll be blocked by Roberts or by Cory, and now it's sent upfield. There's a couple players warming up. We mentioned, Lee, I really think that Josh Hurd will be out of this game.
I would say the half. I don't think you can gamble to keep him in it the way that he's going into challenges. That it would be smart for Brendan Burke to take him out at the half and bring on some fresh legs.
I think you almost, if you're the Rowdies, you have to play it out here towards Portillas. You have to go at that young man who's really kind of been overly aggressive. I think that's fair to say here in the last few minutes. Here's Portillas and Schaefer. And Cole. There's Hurd working up the tackle, but he gets that one this time in front of Jones. Sends it up the field. Collins will head it back down to Schaefer. He's got space. He can turn. Gorski, King. Here's Schaefer. Hurd will run up on him. Gorski looking for the corner for King. King on the run. Gets to it. First touch back in. Left foot across. Whipped in. It's off Bethlehem still, but it's King who tries to turn it. Well, maybe it had gone off the Rowdies. I'll give that, but if not, it's a difficult one as it ran to the corner. And soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nike.com/soccer. As that one rolled towards the corner. It's a goal kick here for Bethlehem still. Collins straight up. Samuel and Marcell together. Samuel runs it down. He'll have it. Marcell will be called for the foul behind him. So the only shot on goal, McGuire's save of Darnell King. We do have the 4 compared to the Rowdies 3. Mahoney plays it back to his goalkeeper, McGuire. McGuire back out to Mahoney. Now that ball is turned over. Savage. Gorski. Here's Portillas. Looking to go over the top. They do. It's Darwin Jones. Jones able to bring it down. He's in the area.
the defender. Toe poked, cross, reached in. Now it's sent out towards the corner. Bethlehem looks to get it up the field a little bit. Schaefer's got some space after Collins gives it to him. Here's Schaefer. Back across, whipped in, headed away by Roberts. Second ball back in. It's Marcell. Alex Marcell. Now Cole. Cole. Back post and chested down. And we'll say maybe it went over the line. And it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies. So the chest down by Jones, and he and McGuire didn't communicate well enough. McGuire couldn't get it before it went over the line.
They've been creating these chances, Mike, for a lot of this first half, but this is where they have to be a little bit better here. The delivery, the service into the box.
Well, it's Jones from this side. It will be an in-swinger from the right. Jones patiently searching it over. Sent in. Free on the back, and the toe poke over the top. Hunter Gorski again, but this time he can't find the net. Goal kick, Bethlehem still.
Well, he's hit them all the time that they've fallen to him this year, and this time he just misses it. It gets it on his chest, brings it down, and then doesn't wait for that ball to come down enough to poke it in. He gets underneath it and puts it over the bar. Another great opportunity by Hunter Gorski to give the Rowdies a 1-0 lead.
That one, Collins looks like he won the first header, and those two kind of combining a few times. That one, though, the Rowdies' best chance of the night, it appears. Gorski wins that header. Here's Hurd. Aronson. He has to turn it back. And it'll be Jones. Jones sends it across. King wins the header, sends it wide. Morrell's in a race with Kone, and Darnell King able to send it up the field. It is Bethlehem Still's possession now. And Joe Cole ends up with it. That one's poked away. Jones has Portillas outside him, but he'll cut it inside. Runs on, here's Joe Cole. Cole. Roberts on him. Now Schaefer. Portillas. Be a Rowdies throw. 45th minute now entering. Schaefer. Portillas in for Schaefer. Great run. Marcell Schaefer cuts it back. It's Darwin Jones. Tees it up, and it will go off for Roberts, and it will be a corner kick, a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Good build up there by the Rowdies, getting it into the box. Fell to Darwin Jones. He had a bit of time there, or he thought he had some more time by the time he let the shot go. A couple of Bethlehem Steel players are back to block that one out for the U.S. Ameribank corner kick.
Good look at Darwin Jones, who in swinger again, this time headed on. Collins gets there before McGuire, but it goes punched away. And that will be the half. 45 minutes, no stoppage time. Rowdies and Bethlehem Steel scoreless. I believe Heather Donnelly will be looking to get the Bethlehem Steel coach, Brendan Burke. I think Heather's with him now.
Thank you, Mike. Coach, you said you wanted to wipe away last Wednesday's game and kind of start fresh here tonight. What differences have you noticed between tonight's match and that game on Wednesday?
We came in focused on trying to keep the ball. I think we did that in the first 30 minutes and keep them off the ball because they have a lot of quality on it. They're at home. It's a good surface. So we thought it was really important to keep the possession battle as close to 50-50 as we could tonight. So really happy with the performance in the first half so far.
What would you like to see different out of your team here in the second half in order to break through and get on the board?
Yeah, I think in the moments where we have opportunities to play forward, we have to go and do that now and be a little more brave in the middle third. You saw an instance right here at the end of the half where we came inside instead of pushing to the end line. I think you got to put them under pressure, and another yellow card or something like that might result.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thank you, Heather. Well, we have second half action coming up as well. We'll get you the highlights as well as more here at the halftime. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
Today, we can connect more, play more, do more. And all that more takes energy. At Duke Energy, we're doing more too. More innovative technology, like ways to fix outages before they happen, for more reliable energy every day. So no matter how much you do, we're always here, with power for your life.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Some people are blessed. Compassion and empathy are second nature. Being selfless increases their self-worth. They consider caring for others a calling, not a sacrifice. And we consider them our role models. Because if humanity can make the world a better place, imagine what it can do for healthcare.
Welcome back to Al Lang Stadium, where 45 minutes have passed. We're scoreless between the Tampa Bay Rowdies and Bethlehem Steel FC. Mike Pepper and Lee Godfrey at the half. Lee, and really we were talking about this. We heard Brendan Burke from him, and his assessment as far as that, come in with possession, and early on they did. They kept a good part of the possession.
Yeah, they did, and if they went out to set those goals, I think that they accomplished it. I think his assessment was pretty much spot on in that one. A lot of missed opportunities in that half, not being clinical enough in the final thirds, and a lot of the play just played in the midfield, box to box, and neither team really being able to expose anything at the back to get crucial goal-scoring opportunities.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at those highlights from the first 45.
Yeah, there really is not much as far as the quality in the final third. There was a lot of missed opportunities. Some great 1-2 passing here by Bethlehem Steel as it goes into Samuel, and he had a good look at goal there, as it just great passing to open him up in the seams, and you see how disappointed he is as he hits the side netting there. One of the best chances for the Steel. Patterson on the turnover. Joe Cole does a great job of stepping up, and Patterson just gets underneath that one, and he's happy with the service that he got there, but not happy with his own finish. And here is one here, Sekou Kone coming into the box, and look at how close that one was to being an own goal as Savage clears that ball, but that just misses hitting the crossbar, and you can see the look on his face that they dodged a bullet there. And then it's Hunter Gorski at the back end of that corner kick, and he was able to chest that down, Mike, and then just toe poke it up and over the bar.
Yeah, we can see there the shots. Rowdy's slight advantage with the shot on goal. Early on, it was really Bethlehem still. We talked about the possession earlier into the game, Lee, and really you can see how the Rowdies sort of control the last 15-20 minutes that half. Yeah,
so it'll be interesting to see how the Rowdies come out and what they do to make some changes as far as attacking, and what Stuart Campbell is telling them in the locker room right now to be a little more clinical, to create more opportunities. They're getting the ball to the top of the box, and then they have to take that next step.
And we will find out more at the half. We'll come back and we will get a chance before the second half to hear from Stuart Campbell as well. But you're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Let's go, let's go. Come on. Short cuts on 3. 1, 2, 3, short cuts! How can you be more?
We're on the road showing real people the stain-fighting power of OxyClean.
Stains on t-shirt, I see it coming out pretty quickly. The stain is gone.
That's a huge difference. You could see how it was really disgusting and how white it is now.
Looks like the stain is coming out. The OxyClean started to lift it up. I'm pretty impressed.
OxyClean, America's #1 versatile stain remover. Now get the power of OxyClean in a detergent. 1 cap beats 4 of theirs. OxyClean gets the tough stains out.
The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beers, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
Recently, our country has witnessed catastrophic devastation. Hurricanes and flooding have upended lives and livelihoods.
Across this great country, Americans have answered the call.
That special calling that compels us, when others are down, to step up and do whatever it takes.
America's at our best when, against all odds, we come together and lift each other up.
Please donate to oneamericaappeal.org. America needs you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
The race for the USL Golden Boot is one to watch entering the final weeks of the USL regular season. The USL's all-time leading scorer, Dane Kelly, leads the league's top offense in Reno 1868 FC. Kelly's 18 goals on the year are chasing Matt Fondy's USL single-season scoring record of 22, set back in 2015, as Kelly pursues the first Golden Boot of his career. Enzo Martinez is second in the race with 16, but hasn't tallied a goal since Week 24. Martinez and the Charlotte Independents enter Week 28 having clinched a spot in the playoffs, but looking to hold on to the #2 seed. The Charleston Battery's Romario Williams has only played in 20 games this season, yet has scored 15 goals. June's Player of the Month is looking to get back into scoring form. The Jamaican international has been held scoreless since August 12th. Real Monarchs SLC's Chandler Hoffman has already matched his single-season high of 14 goals and has done it with the fewest shots of any player in Golden Boot contention. Hoffman's 46 shots are about half that of Dane Kelly, who leads the league with 93 shots. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds' Cory has played the most minutes of the players in the running and is coming off his third 2-goal performance on the year. Hertzog's brace against Bethlehem Steel FC brought his season total to 13, the same number he had in the 2016 regular season. With 3 weeks to go, the contenders will look to end on a high note as the race nears the finish line.
For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
We do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
We've got the sun. We've got today. We've got the sun. Jumping. Got it right through the night. Got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg. The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
If you're going to chase your dreams, remember, they're faster than you think.
Welcome back to Al Lange Stadium for the second half action between the Rowdies and Bethlehem still. But we have the Red Bulls of New York, Red Bulls 2, coming into Al Lange on Wednesday night, October 4th. Coverage starts at 7 p.m., kickoff at 7:30. This TV, Tampa Bay, of course, Digital 32.2, Frontier 463, Spectrum 630, and Comcast 229. Activity still going on in the field a little bit. We're got a little head start onto the half, so the team is still making their way back. I know we'll get Heather Donnelly with Stuart Campbell in just a moment. Lee, I guess the thoughts here, I still think after the Rowdies had that first or that final warning upon Josh Hurd, they should have gone at him in the last 7 or 8 minutes, I thought.
Yeah, they could have tried to expose the fact that he's gone into some untimely tackles and challenges. And in my mind, I thought he had the warning the first time he took Portillo's down at the edge of the 18-yard box, and then the second time when it was out into touch where he knocked him over, I thought that was clearly going to be his second yellow card. So fortunate that Bethlehem Steel are not down to 10 men, and I do not see number 40 coming out with the 11 right now. So Josh Hurd is coming out of the game, and a smart move by Brendan Burke.
Chris Nanko will get the call at the right wing opportunity here for Bethlehem Steel. And again, another opportunity there that maybe should have been exposed just a little bit. Try and go at him a little bit. Change up your game plan. Maybe you get to play with a man advantage throughout. But that's not going to be the case. Substitution made. Heather Donnelly is with Stuart Campbell right now.
Thanks, Mike. Coach, what stood out to you about the way your team played here in the first half, trying to clinch that spot in the playoffs?
Yeah, the way we finished the half. Obviously, I thought the last 30 minutes of the half, I thought we were very, very dominant. We moved the ball quickly, created lots of chances, and we just want to start the second half like we finished the first. I thought at the start of the game we were a little bit anxious. I thought we thought we could try and score with every single attack, which isn't the case. And I thought we made one or two decisions where we were just forcing it. So when we settled down and played, I think we played really well. So looking to build on that in the second half.
You are in the middle of a busy stretch of your schedule, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday. How will that play into the adjustments that you make here in the second half?
Yeah, obviously you've got to look at it. Obviously a few of the guys played 90 minutes last Saturday, played a lot of minutes on Wednesday. So yeah, obviously I'll have a look at that as the game goes along.
Thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thanks, Heather. And you got the words here from Stuart Campbell as we see Chris Nanko coming onto the field. Well, actually, see him over there. There's a huddle broke up for Bethlehem Steel. Nanko will make his way on. Nanko's got a little bit of time. We kind of expected him maybe to have gotten a start opportunity here tonight, Lee, but not the case.
I think it's all going to come down to finishing on chances created. I think continuing runs into the box, not standing still at the top of it when players, the outside players like Darnell King, Zach Portillos, Marcell Schaefer get the balls in those positions, and that's where the attacking players have to make some runs, put their arms up and start going. They might make 3 or 4 runs without getting a ball, but at least you're giving a target and you're not standing still beside a defender of the Bethlehem Steel.
Nanko, a 22-year-old on for the 22-year-old hurt as well. Turned over here as Jones, but he recovers and does find Nanko. First couple minutes or first couple seconds, and already Turner's both teams. Darwin Jones in front of the Rowdies bench, and the tackle will say went off of Jones, and it'll be a throw in for Bethlehem Steel. It's a good look at Aaron Jones. Off the chest of Cory. Switched all the way across. Gorski looking. Gorski is in the books with a yellow card for the Rowdies. No one on the field for Bethlehem Steel has it. Savage will call for the foul on the turn. So that is Pellegrino that's down. Savage will get a talking to, it looks like. Not all it is, though. It is a talking to.
Yeah, and a short one. Keith Savage is a savvy veteran there. He knew exactly what he was doing. If the referee wants to come and talk to him, fine. But, you know, Keith Savage knows what he did, and he's okay with it. I don't mind that challenge either. It's not a yellow card.
We'll keep our eye on that, because Savage is sitting on 4. Yellow card today would result in a suspension for Wednesday night's game. Martin Patterson offside. Was that a ball initially played into him? He came back for.
Lots of options still if that does happen for Stuart Campbell as far as the bench is concerned.
You'll get Georgie Ristoff back to begin with.
You can bring in, you know, Sebastian Guinzati, Walter Restrepo as well.
See the earlier results. The Red Bulls jumped ahead of Bethlehem Steel, and that result into 7th place. Another one that we kept our eye on, Rochester and Louisville. Rochester was 2 points behind the Rowdies coming in. They do get a point closer. Louisville City inches closer to the #1 seed, clinched, but not yet. The Rowdies can put some distance between 5th place with a win tonight, but right now we are scoreless into the 9th minute now here at Al Lane Stadium. Aaron Jones gets the ball back in his feet. Collins wins the header. Now Schaefer looking out for Patterson. Patterson is taken down by Roberts. Free kick. Gorski with some space. Now it's King. King plays to the corner. He was grabbed, but will he be able to catch this one? No, it doesn't. It goes out. That little arm grab right there by Real. Way back there, and I think that's what Darnell King's asking the linesman right now.
Yeah, just enough, because if that wasn't, if Darnell King was not impeded, then he probably would have got to that ball. Matthew Real gave him just enough of a knock to slow him down, and he had to regain his speed trying to chase down that ball.
Well, it's one of those things that Darnell probably, maybe he thought he could get to it, maybe probably should have pulled himself back. We saw Sekou Kone do that and actually earn a yellow card against Gorski. A very similar type of grab in the first half. Cole, nice touch. Marcell waiting for the guys to get into the box. Teammates are not there yet, so he'll slow it down. Now he'll go at the defender Real. Morell's got help running inside. Now he's on the left foot. Just goes into traffic. Shouldered down by Pellegrino or by Aronson. And no one really asked a little bit for a handball. Looked like the arm may have made that motion towards it. But there'll be a throw in for the Rowdies.
And that's where I think the decision making had to be a little quicker for Marcell to whip that in across the top of the 6-yard box, where you did have players going in, but you lose that momentum moving forward when he cut back to his left, and they all stopped the run.
Here's Portillo's. He's got to run into the box. Zach Portillo's shot blocked by U. Roberts, and it'll be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies.
And that's just a great run by Zach Portillo's. I love that. When you're not having much success from the outside, you just decide to run right at defenders and do it on your own. And good things come of that, as Kone had to get back just to get a block on that one. And for a corner kick, and you've earned something out of that great run.
Here's Darwin Jones. Jones sends it in. It's cleared away, but it's going to go back out. Jones will keep it in. Back towards the back post. McGuire, the challenge. Rowdies a little too strong on McGuire. Patterson collides, and it'll be a free kick for Bethlehem Steel.
Well, and you know that Martin Patterson is arguing that he has just as much right, that he was looking and trying to go after the ball there as he came back towards McGuire, and they end up colliding with each other. But the keeper's always going to get the call on that one, Mike, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you, but it did look like Patterson maybe even up a little bit higher. It's kind of hard to do. And as a keeper, I thought it was a foul originally. The replay, maybe not as much, because I thought Patterson may have been in the air prior to McGuire, his challenge. But nevertheless, Bethlehem still with possession. Real. Chambers has it back, and he'll use his goalkeeper McGuire. Chance now. Kone has it. Kone into Nanko, but a little bit behind. Jones tries to split the defenders. It goes back out to Nanko. Chris Nanko being marked by Schaefer. Nanko able to send it across. Gorski backhills it out. Second ball dribbled down. Now that one's teed into the chest, and now the second ball shot by Chambers will go wide, and Gorski is down just a little bit, catching his breath. That first shot he took pretty flush right across that Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino logo.
Yeah, a fortunate block though, Mike, because you see the space. Look at the amount of space that Chambers has to take the shot. Good by Gorski to keep his arms in place and tight, but that's just too much space. You got to close down that player a lot quicker and not give him that time on the ball to have a shot.
Great touch by Cole, able to turn into the defense. He's got Patterson, second ball. Can Cole get in there in a split? The tackle won by Bethlehem Steel. Nanko.
Mike, I think you see a little bit of the difference offensively for the Rowdies with Georgie Ristoff out of the lineup. Having Patterson and Georgie Ristoff in the lineup, two out-and-out strikers. Tonight, it's almost like a lineup that we saw more earlier in the year with Patterson being the lone striker.
Well, now it's Joe Cole will tee it up and it will roll wide for a goal kick. And the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news by visiting uslsoccer.com and follow the league on Twitter at USL.
Well, we talked about Joe Cole being our player to watch for the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the pregame, and he has had a good night. He's had a couple of shots, that one wide, but I think he's been very good off the ball as well defensively. He's gone into some challenge, won the ball, and set up some plays offensively for the Rowdies.
Well, this time Aronson called for backing in to Neil Collins, so the free kick will be the Rowdies. Let's check in with Heather Donnelly on the sideline.
Well, Mike, the Rowdies are here tonight trying to clinch that playoff spot, and if there's any place they're going to do it, it's here at Lange Stadium. This season, the Rowdies are unbeaten in their past 10 games at Lange. They're on a really good streak here at home that they will hopefully continue tonight, guys.
Thank you, Heather. Is that one sent in by Jones? Darnell King. King has Marcell wide. He's got Savage behind him, and Savage now Marcell. Marcell, Jones. Jones inside the box. He's going to play towards the back post. It's behind Patterson, headed back down by Bethlehem Steel. Collins is going to be whistled for this foul. He seemed to just out-wrestle Kone. Well, if you're Brendan Burke, you just going to tell to Heather's line, talking about the Rowdies and their success. If a visiting team's been able to score, Lee, the Rowdies have not won. Believe it or not. There were 3 draws. They gave up a goal, and it was all 1-1 draws. And the 3-2 loss to Charleston was that last time, way back in April, as Heather pointed out. But the 10 wins, all by shutout. Right now, Bethlehem still has not scored. The Rowdies really kind of limited
a high
the
boot
chances.
there, and the referee does not call it at all on Alex Marcell, and away goes.
And there's Sekou Kone, who gives Bethlehem Steel a 1-0 lead. Well, Lee pointed out the foul that maybe should have been called in midfield wasn't, and Bethlehem Steel makes the Rowdies pay.
Yeah, it was a high boot that turned this around. Right, watch this, right there. He kicks Alex Marcell right in the head. No call. Everybody's got their hands up and stopped for the Rowdies. So that's a mistake there. You got to keep playing, and the ball gets through to Sekou Kone, and what a great finish there. He just has all of that, and Matt Pickens gets caught. He can't get over to that one, and it's a 1-0 for the Bethlehem Steel. All of that missed call. A high boot to the head of Alex Marcell is what caused that turnover, and Sekou Kone gets his 9th goal of the season and gives the Bethlehem Steel a 1-0 lead.
Great finish by Kone. Here's Marcell. He's got Samuel. Samuel takes it down through the shoulder. Samuel's going to get a yellow card here as Gonzalez goes to his pocket.
Well, maybe this is something, a part of the game, a crucial moment, a game changer that will wake up the Tampa Bay Rowdies here a little bit. They've got to be better. They've got to show more little heart, desire, determination here and put more pressure on the Bethlehem Steel. You keeping them in the game, they get one counterattack and they make you pay on it.
Watching the replay, it was an elbow to the back, and Samuel will go in the books. Marcell Schaefer is over this one. He'll be the left foot. About 12 yards off the line and just on the near sideline. One-man wall is Samuel. Schaefer headed on. It goes off the back of the head of Patterson. Patterson running in and kind of got tripped up a little bit, and it goes off the back of his head. Here's Portillos. We'll chip it in. Schaefer all the way across the field. Now he'll send that one across, left-footed out by Roberts. Bethlehem still set to make a substitution.
Well, with Samuel getting that yellow card, they're not going to keep him on for much longer with the lead now. And Cory Burke, who's now tied in the lead of goals with Sekou Kone. So 18 goals between the two strikers up top for Bethlehem Steel now.
Burke and Kone were the goal scorers on Wednesday. Kone the goal scorer now for Bethlehem Steel. Played back to Collins and to Cole, back to Gorski. Here's King. Into the 60th minute. Here's Portillos cutting inside. Jones and Portillos. Darwin Jones. One too many touches. And did it go off of Jones? Did it go over the line? It did. It will be a throw in for Bethlehem Steel. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, there's like one final opportunity to enter for a chance to win a PS4 Pro Console and a copy of FIFA 2017 Deluxe Scarf Bundle, plus a special autographed item from the Rowdies. Watch the Rowdies versus New York Red Bulls 2 in the final home game of the regular season this Wednesday on This TV Tampa Bay. Look for the clue, then go to MOR-TV.com to enter. The winner will be drawn by the end of the week from all eligible entries. Good luck to you on that. Here is an opportunity, and that is going to be Zach Portillos taking down Nanko on the run. Actually, no, it's not Nanko. That is Cone. Actually, is that the substitute Burke, or is that Kone?
And it's neither. Actually, it is Kone. With the pull down, and that could have been a yellow card on Portillos.
Could well have been
with the pull.
Actually,
he's saying it was going both ways. But another dangerous opportunity here for Bethlehem Steel, just outside the 18-yard box. Watch at the near post to us, the far post to Matt Pickens for this one to get thrown into.
Here's Aaron Jones. He'll take this one. Line held about 14 yards out. Chipped into the box, headed away. Second ball's Chambers, who brings it down. Over the head of Cole. Jones back on it. Cole slows him down, and now Joe Cole. That will probably be a yellow card for Joe Cole. So Cole on the yellow. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, after all the action on the field, check out the best in movie action, drama, and romance right here on Tampa Bay's first broadcast movie channel, This TV Tampa Bay. Jones will take this one again, too. He's got Nanko wide right. Two-man wall is Jones and Cole. Off the foot of Sekou Kone, who tried to go over the head.
Yeah, he tried the half bicycle kick there going. Not able to get everything on it. Found the ball.
Cole. Looks like the Rowdies will be set to make a substitute in just a moment. Back to to Marcell. Alex Marcell inside. Savage with some room. He's Savage on the left foot. Shot is blocked by Roberts. Savage will run it down. He's got help wide in King. King is pushed and no call by either the center official or the linesman 3 yards away from it. Strong shoulder charge by Burke, and it will be a goal kick for Bethlehem Steel.
Well, the crowd not liking that here on, as you see that final push by Cory Burke on Darnell King. Right down at the end where Ralph's mob is, and it certainly looked like it was a little bit more as the substitution is going to be made here for the Rowdies.
Darwin Jones will come off. Sebastian Guinzotti will come on. Wire takes the goal kick. Here's Marcell, some space, going to the box. That is now Joe Cole. Cole, as Marcell, he has to go around him. Morell's taken down, back to Cole. It's going to be touched by Bethlehem still. Will Joe Cole let it go out? No, he doesn't. They'll keep it in. Marcell, open man is Schaefer across the top, and Portillo's is on the far side. He'll get it. First time, that's going to go over the back. Portillo's a little frustrated, and that will go over the line, goal kick.
Oh, they're throwing everyone behind the ball now, the Bethlehem Steel, when it's in their final third and in the box, really clogging it up. Very difficult for the Rowdies to find anybody open in that 18-yard box. I think they're going to have to start trying to stretch them out a little bit more in building up through the midfield with some longer balls over the top to just try to get some distance in between the center backs and just force either a mistake or a turnover or something. But right now, when the Rowdies are getting that ball into wide areas, it's just very difficult to find anybody inside the 18-yard box.
Savage at his feet. Into Patterson. Patterson to turn. Patterson's got King. King is offside. Well, the latest USL news is on SiriusXM FC. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Channel 85. SiriusXM FC also airs the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
Well, I guess the good news, Mike, for the Rowdies tonight, if this result holds, they're not going to lose any position in the standings on the 45 points, with Rochester drawing, Cincinnati already playing in 6th. Bethlehem Steel will jump up to 7th place. Let's have a look at this, and if he is onside or off, that's very close. I would consider him right in line with the back line. All 3 of those white jerseys to me looked like that was a perfectly timed run. I can't conclusively say that he was ahead of the back line, that's for sure.
Well, Hunter Gorski whistled for the foul as he had his hand wrapped around Sekou Kone. Keep an eye to be careful on Gorski. Matt Pickens high, collects that one. It's thrown out to Alex Marcell. Patterson set up on the far side. Look at that, Guinzotti is set up on the far side. Guinzotti feeds it into Schaefer. Schaefer sent in towards the back post, header won by Real. Gorski steps up, but kind of wrong-footed, miss Savage. Opportunity for Aronson now. Up to Kone. Kone tries to slot it through for Nanko, and the deflection will be Matt Pickens collecting that. Quickly rolls it out to Sebastian Guinzotti. Darnell King. go around a couple defenders. Patterson drops it back in. The defender Real running in, and he'll play it out. Be a throw in for the Rowdies. Savage and King. King's cross deflected. Chambers runs out, gets it out, and it's Aronson. We'll get it back from Kone. Savage off of him, and it will be a throw in for Bethlehem Steel. 69th minute here at Lange Stadium. Real works his way up the field, gives it into Burke. Burke turns. Burke looks to cross it, left foot does. Pickens on the near post gets that one.
Yeah, you can just see how big physical presence that Cory Burke is out there.
Absolutely.
Good job protecting the ball and very tough to get off of it, and he's able to get that cross into the box.
Sent up, it's over Patterson's head. Chambers into Aronson. Now wide to Jones, up to Aronson. Tries to slot it through Kone, he does. Kone's offside. Flag came up. But Bethlehem still inches away from a great opportunity. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, catch the Rowdies in their final regular season home game this Wednesday, October 4th, right here on this TV Tampa Bay. The pregame show starts at 7, followed by the game from Lange Field at 7:30, right here on this TV Tampa Bay. Marcell taken down by Real. Here's Darnell King. King's got an open streaking Guinzotti. As he tries to drive it in, it will go off. Actually, that was Portillo, excuse me. As that's knocked off the defender. It will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies and Marcell Schaefer. This time an outswinger from this side. Challenged up, headed away. Roberts. Chambers gets there, but Gorski able to chest it down to Portillo. So he's got Schaefer again. Marcell Schaefer taking towards the back post. It's over everyone. Be a throw in for Bethlehem.
Well, those balls into the box on these set pieces just don't seem to be finding anyone in gold and green tonight. And we've seen a lot of balls that have just been floated over the top as well.
Great steal by Cole. He'll get it back as Patterson sends it out to him. Marked by Real. Cole steps driven across, but McGuire, it's into his chest. And the depth perception looked like it may have been a little further out, but too close to the goalkeeper that time.
Look here, Joe Cole. I don't think he meant this as a shot. He was trying to curl that one back towards the top of the 6 to get someone on the Rowdies on it, but McGuire's able to come out and stop that one in its tracks.
Here's Cole. Drops it from Marcell. Marcell into the box. Can't get it across, and as he does, it goes off of Matthew Mahoney, and it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
And this time, Marcell Schaefer coming down to take this one from the bottom of your screen. Quickly taken.
Does Marcell turns into traffic. It will be another U.S. Ameribank corner kick as this one goes off of Aronson. The linesman will probably tell Marcell Schaefer, put this one in the circle. Schaefer, right hand up, in swinger near post, does not clear Patterson, or at least into Guinzotti. Second ball into Marcell. Poked out, it's going to be too far, but Marcell is taken down behind the play by Aaron Jones. It'll be a free kick. Aaron Jones gets a yellow card. Foot came in late as Marcell poked it out. Fortunate for the Rowdies, that ball may have been going too far. I don't think Schaefer was going to get to it, but a free kick 23 yards out, just off the side of the center.
Let's have another look at it here, and right there, that's way late as Alex Marcell gets taken out. The right call, and this possibly the best chance as far as a set piece that the Rowdies have had in this game.
Not just the foot in on the ankle, but there's an elbow thrown there too. Now the elbow may have been thrown because he was off balance because he stepped on his leg, but that's where it was. This wall set at 16. Looks like a 9-yard wall. Schaefer looking to tee this one up. It's Guinzotti on the ball. Savage is there with him. See, as the Rowdies may look to get someone in front of the rushing player. Stopped, and now it's driven into the wall. It was touched quickly, not a direct free kick into that sense, as the Rowdies tried to set it up for Schaefer, and his rip goes into the wall, and then it's Darnell King's attempt that goes into the stands for the goal kick.
Yeah, they wanted to provide a little bit of space. The Rowdies tried to create some movement in the wall because that was always the plan. Just try to go through the wall with that shot from Schaefer.
When Martin Patterson comes off, it'll be Walter Restrepo on. So Restrepo on for Patterson. And Bethlehem still will make their final one. Santi Moare will come on for Michael Pellegrino, who made his Bethlehem Steel debut tonight. It's underneath the foot of Guinzotti. Guinzotti appears to have maybe settled into the striker position. Restrepo went out left. Actually, now it is Moare. Santi Moare. On for Aronson. Or did they change that? They've actually changed that.
Yeah, he came back.
They didn't mean 68, they meant 36, so it's Kone that's out. Santi Moare is on for Kone, the goal scorer for the night. Back out to Darnell King here. King looks to send it across the box. It's over the head, it's down. Joe Cole's shot, and it's at McGuire. McGuire didn't have to go anywhere, covered it up. Opportunity for the Rowdies here in the 77th minute.
That's the most work that McGuire has had to do all night as far as stopping a shot. As Joe Cole gets that one at the top of the box, and it's coming across him, and he lets it go with his left foot. Unfortunately for the Rowdies, it's right at McGuire.
Nanko now wide. We'll drop it in towards the back. It's going to go too far. It'll be Matt Pickens with the goal kick. Rowdies getting a little desperate here as their 78th minute. It's Darnell King into Guinzotti. Guinzotti looking for help. It's Savage. Continuing the switch over to Portillos and Restrepo. Here's Restrepo. Schaefer. And Restrepo. Back hill, a little too far. The tackle there by Jones recovers. That will deflect off Restrepo. We'll go over the sideline. And soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nike.com/soccer. That'll go off of Restrepo. Throw in for Bethlehem still. Sent across. Darnell King. King cuts inside. King still on the run. He'll slow it down. He's taken down. Free kick for the Rowdies.
Good run again by Darnell King. In fact, Mike, a couple of the best chances of this game were created off of players making those direct runs. Darnell King here at the bottom of your screen, and Zach Portillos went straight at the defenders to create a corner kick as well.
Santi Moar on the foul. Marcell Schaefer is over this one. It'll be a three-man wall here for Bethlehem still. Here's Schaefer. Sends it across. Marcell, shot blocked. King sends it into the box. Patterson, oh, it's goal! Sebastian Guinzani ties it up for the Rowdies as the clock strikes 80.
Well, it was an interesting play, Mike, all off that free kick, and you see the ball sent back into the box. It's a beautiful ball as Guinzani times his run perfectly. One touch, and what a little finish. A nice tap in there. And that brings the Rowdies fans back to life. Still 10 minutes of stoppage time to try to go for the win.
Although quickly go at it, Restrepo. That one's sent in the box. I saw the clock at 80. Boy, I just started yelling things I don't think I understood. So excitement here at Lange Stadium. Rowdies get the equalizer. Still a lot of time to be played. Now, McGuire held the ball for a long time. Now he's jogging across the field. 6 seconds. That's already at 8, 9, 10, 11. You just look at that things. Guido Gonzalez already yelled cautions to this, and McGuire's obviously going to try and take the air out of it as long as they can. And then you jog all the way across the penalty area. You can do whatever you want in 6 seconds. That's the rule. But apparently tonight, at least on that one, it's 11 seconds.
And the fact that Matt Pickens was warned in the first 15 minutes of the game, and now we're in those areas where time wasting is going to start for Bethlehem. They don't want to give up, at least a point here now. They've gone now from 3 points, 10 minutes to having 1 point, and this game is still plenty of time for the Rowdies to come away with a victory and clinch a playoff spot.
Went too far for Aronson. Back to Gorski. There's Guinzani. And his first action sliding up to striker. Already has a goal tonight. Joe Cole gives it back out to Guinzani. Showing a little confidence there. That one, though, poked away by Real, but it's going to go to Darnell King. King will send it across, looking for Schaefer, but it will roll to Collins. Collins wide to Portillos. Zach Portillos looks to send this one to Schaefer. Now Schaefer sends it across, and he's going to the back post. McGuire gets that one. And now perhaps they'll watch the clock just a little bit more. closer for McGuire that time. Gorski will whistle for the foul on Burke. Rowdies looking here in the final 7 minutes to do something they have not done all year. Win a game at Lange Stadium with giving up a goal. They're 10 wins, all by shutout. Right now they're tied at 1. Ball sent across. Pickens will be the first one to it. It rolled out quickly to Portillos. He's got a lot of space. Zach Portillos cuts in front of Nanko. Nanko will be whistled for the foul. Professional foul in that sense.
Great call there, and you can see Portillos didn't want to go down. He wants to keep battling and keep fighting for his team, but in that instance, sometimes it is just better to get the call, slow the play down, and reset.
Well kept in by Restrepo, heading down for Portillos, who's running it down, and a nice defensive play by Aaron Jones. So it will be a goal kick for Bethlehem Steel.
Now he is being told to speed up. This McGuire, next time he will be booked, but I'm sure he would take the booking as well.
McGuire on his tour of downtown St. Petersburg before he sends this one into action. Off the goal kick, won by the Rowdies. It's Marcell. And now it's back into Cory Burke, who's moved up to the striker since Kone came out. Rowdies take it off him. Group defense able to get that ball. Now it's up for Restrepo. Marked by Jones. Portillos on it. Rowdies still have one sub remaining. Bethlehem Steel has used both of theirs. Into Cole. Out wide to Schaefer. Guinzotti, the target of that cross, and it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick. Good defense by Bethlehem Steel.
Yeah, another good play there by Mahoney coming in. That was a very well delivered ball from Schaefer.
Well, Schaefer's got a chance on this corner. Headed back, it's still in, and it's Alex Marcell. Got some big eyes there, and that one will go well wide. Goal kick here for Bethlehem Steel.
Yeah, that ball just didn't sit up well enough for Alex Marcell. He had the right idea. He saw the time and a little bit of space to come in on that one and just have a good crack at it, but the spin on the ball when it hit his foot, he just wasn't able to connect with that one properly.
McGuire's goal kick. Over the top, here's Guinzotti. Sebastian Guinzotti got help wide, it's Marcell. Marcell looks to cut it across. Off the defense, Mahoney. A U.S. Ameribank corner kick again for the Rowdies. And Alex Marcell might be cramping. You see him right over here on the near side, stretching out the calf. Schaefer runs over to take this one. Marcell Schaefer sends it in, and it's headed away by Real. Sent across out to Schaefer. Schaefer back post, headed away. It's Restrepo. Right foot sent across, back post. Collins still up there. Poe can't get there. It's now cleared away. Go over the line, throw in for the Rowdies.
There has to be a lot of urgency now on the minds of the Rowdies, because I'm not sure, Mike, how much stoppage time is going to be played in this second half. There was really none in the first, and beyond the substitutions, we really haven't seen anything that would really prolong this match. So they have to really start pushing forward now.
It's Schaefer. It goes over his foot. Restrepo looking for him, and it'll be a goal kick. Well, Rochester behind you did draw. The Rowdies, though, have a chance to leapfrog Charleston with the win, move into a tie with Charlotte, but they have to win. Otherwise, they will remain in 4th place. They will still have a game in hand on Charlotte. But Charleston, and B. McGuire will have the call. Like you can't hear it. I think that's sign language there at that point, trying to walk forward. That'd be something to receive a second yellow because you can't hear the yellow, perhaps. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, I think that Jake McGuire would have been more, I think he was trying to engage the official to have him come down and talk and waste even more time. That's what he wanted.
Here's Real.
Well done by Darnell King there. Caused the turnover. Now the Rowdies really need to be starting to send bodies forward.
It's Portillos, has a lot of space. Restrepo one-on-one with the defender. He's got Portillos running outside him, now inside him.
Alex Morell's got to make a run there at the bottom of your screen.
Cole Savage. Now to Marcell. Morell's got 2 on him. He'll try to get to the line and whip it across. He does, towards the back post. Header over the top by Restrepo. It is off Bethlehem still. A U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies. And as we hit 90, there's 3 stoppage minutes. Marcell Schaefer, outswinger on the corner. It's 1, Restrepo. Loose ball, Marcell. He'll get it back out to Guinzotti. Guinzotti slowed down and played out by Mahoney. It will be a throw in for the Rowdies. Marcell getting pressure. Tries to split the defenders. He goes down. Now it's loose up to Burke. Don't want to give up a counter here, but Cory Burke's got some numbers now. He'll go one-on-one here with Darnell King. He's got help on the back, and he goes down. It's Matt Pickens on it. Looking for some wide help. He'll give it to Marcell Schaefer.
Yeah, and there's no way that the Rowdies are going to put this ball out. Not a chance. Burke should take a lot more to take a big man like that down.
It's a head injury.
That one's sent. As they play it out, they have your man down. So do they just play it out? No, they'll go forward. They're not even send it out on their own man. Aronson on it. I don't know what that says. Your own man has it. Now they go down. Played back up. 90 seconds of the 180 to be played, and stoppage time have gone by. It's sent out wide to Marcell. Morell's got to hurry. He does. He's got a little space. Defense comes over now. Marcell poked off the ball. Now a good chance here. Darnell King can't keep it in, and now Moar has it. He'll go at the defender, Gorski.
I can't believe their own team's not kicking the ball though,
Now,
Mike.
if your man is down, but they got a chance here now and now the clock is stopped. They will get assistance, and perhaps they said, is this a head injury? He's holding his face.
Well, you could hear Brendan Burke yelling that to the 4th official on the side of the bench, head injury, and that it should be stopped. But the fact that the Bethlehem Steel, when they had possession of the ball, chose not to kick the ball into touch speaks volumes.
That is a big thing. I mean, they did not play it out, and they had ample opportunities to do so.
Here's another look at Darnell King. And that's a little hand to the face. That's theatrics there. 100% by Cory Burke. And pretty sure probably that's why both teams chose not to put that ball out, as Bethlehem Steel are still trying to go for a win as well, Mike, at this point.
Well, it was Burke who two-footed tackled Michael Nance. The Rowdies weren't happy about that on Wednesday. Darnell King should have probably been whistled for a foul with a hand to the face, but it certainly was oversold here by Burke. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I'm not saying there maybe a foul should have been called for the hand to the face, but it wasn't a punch, it wasn't an elbow. There was nothing that would have hurt.
Well, behind the play, it's Restrepo and it's Roberts who received yellow cards. Be a drop ball. Interesting enough, Bethlehem still had possession of it, but it was their players. The Rowdies will just take it forward. Bethlehem still is asking for the play it back, and that's not going to happen in the 95th minute when there's only 3 minutes of stoppage time. Savage, though, is tripped up on the ball. Now a chance as Nanko tries to go around Portillo's. Portillo's has good speed himself. That one's going to go over the line, and it's throw in Rowdies.
Collins has to move on that ball.
So we have the ball played back into Collins. Collins will need to look forward. The Rowdies choose to go back. We could probably have the final whistle of the night, but it's Marcell Schaefer. Maybe one more chance for the Rowdies. Restrepo back into Schaefer. Schaefer whips it in. McGuire covers it up. As McGuire walks towards the top of the box. Dropped down and not paid attention as Guanzati, and now it's sent up by McGuire. And as he sends that one up, we have a yellow card to Cory Burke. So that was not the final whistle. Rowdies will take the free kick here, perhaps. It's played short. Darnell King. Maybe there's one more chance. Here is Alex Marcell. Rowdies sending bodies forward. Marcell looking to cut in. He's into the box. Alex Marcell towards the top. It's off the foot of Savage. Sent up by Aronson. It's headed away by Gorski. Second ball in. It's Savage. Savage might have it. No, that is the final whistle. And Bethlehem still comes in, gets an early lead. The Rowdies able to tie it up, but we finish all square at 1 here at Lange Stadium tonight. And there is some pushing and shoving. Chambers and Collins right now. A lot of teams really didn't like it, but right now Stuart Campbell is with Heather Donnelly.
Coach, what an ending to that one. A lot of emotions flowing right now. You come away with the point. How do you feel about this result?
Yeah, obviously disappointed to only get a point given how much we dominated the game and the opportunities that we created. Disappointed the way we conceded a goal. I felt in the build-up there was a foul on Alex. He obviously it was a high foot to the head, but it wasn't given. We should still defend it slightly better, but I can't fault the players' effort and application. They kept going right until the very, very end.
Moving forward now, you play again on Wednesday here at home in the regular season home finale. What's going to be the focus between now and then?
Same as always, is winning our home games. It's absolutely crucial. That's why we've had such a good season, and we're looking to get back to winning ways at home on Wednesday.
Thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thank you, Heather. Well, the Rowdies, it is, as Stuart Campbell said, a little disappointed, a little anticlimactic, coming away with only a draw. They do gain a point, and that was the difference. Right now, Brendan Burke, I think, is come into Lange Stadium and got a point, and he's with Heather Donnelly.
Thank you, Mike. Coach, you come away with a point in this one. A lot of emotions there at the end. Both teams really pushing for that win.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the 1-1 result?
Oh, it's a good result. You know, they got every call, so we had to really dig in and fight and make sure we kept the game in front of us. It's tough to concede, but I'm really proud of my guys. We're good on the road. They're fearless.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Thank you, Heather. Well, we got the post game, but I can tell you first, our next home game coming up here is the Rowdies and the New York Red Bulls 2. That is Wednesday night right here at Lange Stadium. Of course, our coverage starts at 7 p.m. right here on this TV, Tampa Bay. We got the post game coming up next. Rowdies tie Bethlehem still at 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Water, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
There's a lot to a name,
especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years.
Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges
and offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
Well, welcome to the post game where the Rowdies and Bethlehem still tie at 1 here at Lange Stadium. Mike Pepper and Lee Godfrey, Joe Cole celebrating with the fans. But Lee, it was a performance here. The Rowdies, who have 10 wins in 14 games, certainly looked at it, but if they concede, they don't win. Or at least that's been the case so far this year, and a little bit disappointing as far as the final score.
Yeah, I think the positive you can take out of it is that they dug in and they were able to fight back and be able to get that tying goal and not drop 3 points here at home tonight. But you're right. I think frustration would be the overall word to describe the night, not, creating enough chances to be able to score 2-3 goals in this match, and unlucky on the way they conceded. I absolutely agree with Stuart Campbell. There was a high boot there to the head that wasn't called, and the Rowdies switch off for a second, which allowed Saku Kone to go in and score. Yeah, and it was a little bit frustrating. Here's a look at the way the game unfolded here tonight at Lange. Yeah, a lot of missed opportunities throughout the 90 minutes tonight on both sides of the ball, really, as the Rowdies were victim of some good passing here at Bethlehem Steel. And it is Samuel there that is unlucky in his mind, as he just is wide open there, and he hits the side netting, can't get that on target. So a sigh of relief there from the Rowdies. And here too, how close is this? Keith Savage just over the bar to clear that one out for a corner kick, so close to being an own goal. And you can see his reaction that they were lucky. Patterson here, or sorry, it was Hunter Gorski here after the corner kick. It drops to him, he brings it down, and he just toe pokes it over the goal. It was that type of night for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Here's the goal. Here's the boot to the head right there. That is not called. And look at all the Rowdies that have stopped. You see Joe Cole with his arm up. They basically stopped playing, and 2 passes later. And Saku Kone actually is hit a really nice shot from quite a ways out to beat Matt Pickens there. As you see it from Pickens' view, that he just couldn't get over in time. And here's a look at the goal now on the blockage. That beautiful ball in from Darnell King to Guinzotti, and he just places that one in to tie the game up. Nice control off of his chest, and a good finish on that one to get the goal to get this back to a 1-1 draw.
And the final stats, you can see really numbers way in favor of the Rowdies, but when Bethlehem still got the lead, they kind of sat back. Second half possession was controlled by the Rowdies. But you look at the disparity, 17 shots, only 3 on goal. You can see the 11 corner kicks. A lot of time in that offensive end.
Yeah, you just have to be able to do a little bit better in those areas when you're getting 11 corner kicks, a couple of free kicks, and some good areas around the box. They just weren't able to capitalize on. It was just one of those nights for the Rowdies, but at least they come away with the draw, and they really don't lose any ground, or at least other teams didn't catch them this weekend.
Yeah, one of those things I saw in the stats, 11 fouls, Rowdies, 13 for Bethlehem still. Just likes me back to Brendan Burke's comments, like every call went that way. Not quite the case, but it is a 1-1 draw. We'll be back. You're watching Rowdies Soccer on This TV Tampa Bay.
Some people are blessed. Compassion and empathy are second nature. Being selfless increases their self-worth. They consider caring for others a calling, not a sacrifice. And we consider them our role models. Because if humanity can make the world a better place, imagine what it can do for healthcare.
The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
Wednesday, October 4th, stand up for the Rowdies as they send the New York Red Bulls 2 back to the North. Kickoffs at 7:30. 90 minutes of kick-ass goals, unbelievable saves, and loads of action. The Rowdies are in the fight for the championship. Tickets are on sale now and selling out fast. Get yours by calling 727-222-2000 or go to rowdysoccer.com. New York, get ready, because the Rowdies are going to kick the bull out of you. Come on, you Rowdies!
Welcome back to Al Lange Stadium. Rowdies, Bethlehem still finish in a 1-1 draw here at Al Lange Stadium tonight. And, you know, the goal, I think I can get it right this time. And Heather Donnelly is standing by with the goal scorer tonight, Sebastian Guinzotti.
Yeah, Sebastian, you scored the all-important equalizer tonight in order to come out with a point. What was it like scoring here in front of the home crowd at Al Lange?
I felt amazing, you know, after a year of my injury, coming back, scoring today was amazing, giving the crowd at least a point. Unfortunately, we didn't get away with the 3 points, but very important 1 point to keep going, and hopefully on Wednesday get the 3 points and clinch a spot.
You got to play a full 90 on Wednesday. You got to come in tonight. You said that was your first 90 in a really long time. How's it been being back, recovering from your injury, and just being here with the Rowdies?
It's been amazing. You know, like I said, I've been working really hard this whole year. You know, I had a really bad injury, but you know, thank God I'm here today. I'm playing with the Rowdies, and anything to help them, it's a plus for me. Today, I got the goal. It could have been anybody else, but today I got the goal, and I was lucky enough to help out the team.
All right, thanks, Sebastian. Guys.
Thank you, Heather. And, you know, it was a great opportunity. And one of those things, Lee, when you look at the striker that comes in, Darnell King did it. He was about the only one. I think, actually, I kind of looked away, too. And, hey, he's the one who came in, and he's able to get the finish.
Yeah, he did, and it was a great finish because you look at that ball in from Darnell King. I really don't think that he knew where it was going to go. He just slotted it right back in there, and Guinzotti made a fantastic run in between the defenders. The flag stays down. He controlled the ball out of his chest and pokes it through for a fantastic goal.
And it was a great goal, and it is what gave the Rowdies their point tonight as they draw with Bethlehem. Final score tied at 1. We'll come back. We got more on the Rowdies post game on This TV Tampa Bay.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Team, let's go, let's go. Come on. Shortcuts on 3. 1, 2, 3, shortcuts! How can you be more?
We're on the road showing real people the stain-fighting power of OxyClean.
Stains on t-shirt, I see it coming out pretty quickly. The stain is gone.
That's a huge difference. You could see how it was really disgusting and how white it is now.
Looks like the stain is coming out. The OxyClean started to lift it up. I'm pretty impressed.
OxyClean, America's #1 versatile stain remover. Now get the power of OxyClean in a detergent. One cap beats 4 of theirs. OxyClean gets the...
Welcome back to Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies and Steel tie at 1. Mike Pepper and Lee Godfrey are in the booth and taking you through the postgame. Heather Donnelly has been working hard on the field, and right now she's with the captain of the Rowdies, Joe Cole.
Thank you, Mike. Joe, you guys come away with a point tonight. I'm sure you're disappointed not to get the full 3 points and clinch that playoff spot, but what positives can you draw from tonight's game?
We kept going. Seb got his goal. He's done really well for us. After the first 20 minutes, I felt we dominated the game. We need to be more clinical.
What can you do moving forward? You guys have one more home game left here in the regular season. What's it going to take in order to clinch that playoff spot and move forward?
It's going to take, we're going to have to win the home game and put us in a good position. Then we'll have a look at the last 2 away games and see where it leads us.
All right, thanks, Joe. Guys.
Thank you, Heather. And, yeah, I mean, as Joe pointed out, got to win the home games. And because the road has been such a struggle, and your final 2 are on the road, Lee, but, you know, you come in here and you do gain a point, and which is important, especially when you fell behind earlier.
Yeah, and I thought his point on being more clinical was spot on as well. That you have dominated possession at times, but it's in that final third you have to be able to finish off your opportunities, and they didn't tonight.
Wednesday was a very physical game where Cory Burke maybe should have got a red card for a couple of 2-foot tackle, and tonight no different, very physical.
Yeah, and Josh Hurd there, very lucky seeing it on his second, how he really did whip back Portillo's on that and just getting the yellow card. Gorski with the yellow card there on a bit of a push, but certainly there are a lot of cards that weren't called. I thought that Josh Hurd certainly should have received his second yellow card of the match, and then another foul that's not called late in the game, and that high boot on Alex Marcell, and that really cost them on a goal. So there was a lot of physical play, but you know what? That's going to happen, isn't it, Mike? When you've got teams that you're playing back-to-back games against, that builds a lot of bad blood in between teams, and I like that. I like to see a heated rivalry in a game as long as the referee can keep it under control.
Yeah, and we didn't see 3 yellow cards for dissent later, but the one that maybe should have been called, Josh Hurd didn't do it. Rowdies, Bethlehem still tie at 1. More to come on Rowdies Soccer.
We got the sun, we got today, we got the sun, jumping, got it right through the night, got it dialed in, it's just you and me, in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg. The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
Wednesday, October 4th, stand up for the Rowdies as they send the New York Red Bulls 2 back to the North. Kickoffs at 7:30. 90 minutes of kick-ass goals, unbelievable saves, and loads of action. The Rowdies are in the fight for the championship. Tickets are on sale now and selling out fast. Get yours by calling 727-222-2000 or go to rowdysoccer.com. New York, get ready, because the Rowdies are going to kick the bull out of you.
And welcome back to Lange Stadium, where the Rowdies and still have tied at 1. And Lee, I think when we start looking at everything tonight coming into it, we were kind of looking at the playoffs. Obviously, both these teams helped their position a little bit, but maybe hurt in a couple of ways too. I think the Rowdies have officially been eliminated from winning the Eastern Conference with the draw. Probably wasn't going to happen anyway. Louisville's so far ahead, but let's take a look at those standings. Now the Rowdies can only finish at a best 55 points, so they cannot catch Louisville City.
Well, let's consider the flip side of it too. You got to keep pushing and keep winning and keeping your standing there. There's the other side of it too, where you don't want to drop into the 5th spot and end up not getting that home game. So it is so crucial now, especially that Wednesday game now here at home, and to take away those full 3 points and book your ticket, but as well just stay up in that top 4 to guarantee a game here at Lange Stadium.
And I think a big part of that, a key part too, because if the win could have happened, it would have been Charlotte tied with them, would have jumped Charleston with the same amount of games played. The Battery play tomorrow at Ottawa, who hasn't won since they fired their coach. Then Charleston also gets a home game against Harrisburg and then faces Charlotte. So there's some interesting, but the key part is the Rowdies have to win, and they got to do it starting Wednesday night.
Yeah, they got to win that game against New York Red Bulls too, then go out on the road, and then you know there's going to be a good traveling crowd going to Orlando from the Rowdies to support them in their final match of the season, regular season.
Yeah, and San Antonio struggled a little bit too as of late, so the Rowdies might have an opportunity, but they need to win desperately on Wednesday night. Of course, our next match is that Wednesday night here at Lange Stadium. Our coverage begins at 7 p.m. as the New York Red Bulls 2, the defending USL champions, come into town, and we'll see that on this TV. But right now, if you missed any part tonight, you can catch it in 5 minutes right here, Match in 5.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Some people are blessed. Compassion and empathy are second nature. Being selfless increases their self-worth. They consider caring for others a calling, not a sacrifice. And we consider them our role models. Because if humanity can make the world a better place, imagine what it can do for healthcare.
Wednesday, October 4th, stand up for the Rowdies as they send the New York Red Bulls 2 back to the North. Kickoffs at 7:30. 90 minutes of kick-ass goals, unbelievable saves, and loads of action. The Rowdies are in the fight for the championship. Tickets are on sale now and selling out fast. Get yours by calling 727-222-2000 or go to rowdysoccer.com. New York, get ready, because the Rowdies are going to kick the bull out of you. Come on, you Rowdies!